It is my honor and pleasure to address you at this year's CEO Summit, an event that has over the years become the foremost platform for strategic thinking and engagement and public-private partnerships. It brings together the nation's most influential economic actors, and it is heartening to note how your community has maintained your resolve even through the trying times of the recent past. This year's theme, Leading Ghana's Economic Reset, Transforming Business and Governance for a Sustainable Futuristic Economy, could not have been more appropriate. It challenges us to examine where we have come from, acknowledge where we have faltered, and above all, define where we must go as a nation. Today, I wish to structure my remarks around two broad ideas. The first is talking about a reset that is anchored in past reforms and achievements, particularly from our previous administration, that were either abandoned or undermined, leading to costly reversals. And so that's going down the path of history. The second is a reset for the future, one that embraces innovation, transparency, and shared growth. A reset designed to restore confidence and elevate our economy through bold but responsible leadership. So let us begin with where we lost our footing, because it is said that for those who don't learn the lessons of the past, they are bound to make the same mistakes. Between 2013 and 2016, my administration took bold steps to deepen Ghana's domestic and external financial markets. Under ministers like Dr. Kwabena Dufo and later Mr. Setekwe, who we are privileged to have here with us, and in partnership with the Central Bank and commercial banks, we introduced medium and long-term domestic bonds, listed them on the Ghana Stock Exchange, and operationalized the Central Securities Depository to improve transparency and liquidity. We went further. Ghana became one of the few African countries to issue a $200 million denominated domestic bond, a strategic innovation that supported our smart borrowing initiative, and I'm happy to say that bond was oversubscribed. Simultaneously, we accessed external capital markets responsibly. From 2013 to 2016, Ghana issued 4 Eurobonds, all without default, and these were anchored in a sinking fund mechanism designed to ensure repayment. We applied over $335 million from our oil-funded sinking fund to settle maturing Eurobond liabilities. We refinanced the $200 million HIPC era 2007 Eurobond through our 2015 World Bank guaranteed bond. And before we left office, we left sufficient reserves, enabling the next administration that came after us to pay off the balance in 2017 of the 2007 bond without distress. Ladies and gentlemen, this was not magic. It was just discipline and it was foresight. Tragically, this architecture was dismantled. Between 2017 and 2022, debt accumulation skyrocketed, and yet the framework to ensure repayment was abandoned. As a consequence, Ghana defaulted on both the domestic and external debts, a first in our post-independence history. Investors, businesses, and pensioners suffered crushing losses through the domestic debt exchange program, with crude haircuts eroding trust in the financial system. Ghana's creditworthiness was downgraded to junk status, and public sector arrears ballooned, and SMEs were squeezed out of the credit market. This was not simply a matter of global shocks. Other countries with smaller resource bases managed their recoveries much better than us. In our case, poor fiscal management, opaque collateralization of statutory funds, and disregard for procurement and accountability rules were major contributory factors. The results are visible: a loss of access to capital markets, both domestic and foreign, the collapse of investor confidence, and a shrinking private sector unable to plan, invest, or expand. Let us be honest with ourselves. A true reset must begin by learning from what worked and what was recklessly abandoned. And so the first thing to look at is, how do we lead a reset for the future, a path to recovery and resilience? Distinguished participants, despite these challenges, I remain optimistic. Ghana has what it takes to recover, not by repeating the past mistakes, but by learning from it and innovating for the future. Let me outline 8 key pillars of the economic reset that we envisage. Number 1 is completing the IMF program with discipline. We'll continue the discipline in government expenditure and borrowing and work to achieve all targets under the extended credit fund with a program with the IMF. We expect to conclude the 4th review of the IMF program in June 2025 with a target to exit at the end of the program in 2026. And thereafter, we'll participate in Article 4 consultations and adopt the policy support instrument framework, signaling Ghana's return to responsible, non-borrowing engagement with the fund. And the second is reopening domestic and international capital markets. We're working to reopen Ghana's bond market in collaboration with the IMF and our development partners, the Ghana Stock Exchange and local banks. However, future borrowing will be linked to self-financing commercially viable projects, particularly by MDAs, MMDAs, and SOEs, ensuring value for money and sustainable repayment. The third is strengthening sovereign funds and local government financing. We'll amend the Public Financial Management Act and Constitution to make contributions to the sinking and stabilization funds mandatory. It will not be optional. So a certain percentage of funds must be committed to the sinking and stabilization funds. We also intend to empower MMDAs to issue infrastructure and municipal bonds secured against a portion of their district assemblies common fund to fund infrastructure projects such as roads, schools, water systems, and local industry in the districts. And the 4th is clearing verified arrears and rationalizing public investment. The Auditor General is completing an audit of arrears and commitments, government commitments, and we expect to receive his report by the end of May. We'll then commence to clear legitimate arrears transparently and enforce commitment controls through the gift mix and the IPSAS-based accounting systems. New projects will be prioritized based on need, funding availability, and alignment with our national interest. And the 5th is accelerating public financial management reforms, and we have started that already. We amended the PFMA to include fiscal responsibility clauses. We'll reactivate stalled reforms, including the Treasury Single Account TSA, the Integrated Tax Administration System, and real-time budget monitoring tools to improve efficiency, reduce waste, and to curb corruption. And the 6th is revitalizing exports through Ghana Exim Bank. The Ghana Exim Bank will be repositioned to support non-traditional exports and agro-processing, light manufacturing, and SMEs, enhancing foreign exchange inflows and creating jobs in the real economy. Our Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda will also roll out massive investments in oil palm, in cocoa, cashew, shea, and other high-value tree crops. With 2 of our major export commodities, gold and cocoa, enjoying a good run in international markets, we will build our reserves and buffers to create the resilience to withstand any future global shocks. And then the 7th is building Ghana into a regional hub for trade and investment. We envision Ghana as West Africa's commercial, transport, and digital services hub. Our research will prioritize port expansion, financial services, health, education, and industrial corridors, linking Ghanaian business to the African Continental Free Trade Area and beyond. And then 8 is resuming infrastructure development to stimulate growth. Infrastructure investment is not optional. We'll resume priority projects in the roads, energy, water, housing, and urban renewal sectors, not through reckless borrowing, but through innovative financing systems like the Big Push, PPPs, and other strategic partnerships. So now, what does this reset mean for business? Distinguished CEOs, this reset will only succeed with the private sector at its core. We're restoring macroeconomic stability not as an end in itself, but as a platform for private investment. And in that regard, we will ensure policy predictability to enable medium and long-term planning for you. Access to credit and capital markets will not crowd you out. We'll borrow responsibly and restrain ourselves in government borrowing so that the rest of the credit is available for you to expand your businesses. Consultation with industry will occur before any major reforms are done. And finally, a fiscal environment that rewards value creation and not rent seeking. And so, like I said, you will not only be consulted in major government policy, you'll be empowered to take advantage of it. We'll institutionalize a national business consultative platform to bring government and the private sector together biannually, twice a year, for policy feedback, reform monitoring, and joint priority setting. And I'm pleased to say this was one of the promises I made to you, that we'll consult twice a year on government policy so that you give us the feedback on how it is affecting your businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2008, Ghana became a lower middle income country. That milestone was based on sound policy and institutional reforms. Today, the opportunity exists for us to move further to become an upper middle income country with a diversified economy, resilient institutions, and a dynamic private sector. To get there, we must reset, and reset with discipline, with purpose and unity. On government's part, I wish to assure you that we will maintain the current fiscal discipline and work to maintain a conducive environment for your businesses to thrive. Let me take the opportunity to commend those of you who have responded to the cedi's appreciation by reducing prices of your products and services, and thereby passing some of the relief from the hardship to Ghanaians.
Me mami amebo say economy na economy na gija na CD I was 16 CDs 40 pesos Babylon beka say drastically one man reduce about 11 CDs. It is unprecedented. Dollar one man reduce about 11 CDs. It is unprecedented. Say almost say about 10. Timinim say bedru July there na yaba 9 CDs na yaba single digit. Mr. President, over 120 days achievement yentimenka. Over what the Ghana feeding over launching Obunu East. Yada wase yada ye nuaba se yada ye mami ase. So one of so called opposition 8 good years sabi mbabi wa hiya kan wana ko ma dwane aja o ma dwane anya o ye nua ba rodina mama oba abaso di wachi nyame o yishira no oba ye 120 days wo si dabi mabulu ne namba nchire nti wo nhwa ne saa wo di initiative aba ya national apprentice program wo di aba wa launching Kumasi nyame nchira wo na ade ba konkura wo kan ya manager is nyame boa dambai obema oti region no wo di bridge by den beto so nyame nchira wo wanwie wo si akwan ne akwantempon de obesan so e de abaso na no wo san so say wonam wonto abom na asam a wo kan say 24 economy no obama na baso July nyame onhirawo am say yabo wabaso awie yada wase bunu isi yaso ye wo ya yadi siade kakra Mr. President ade ehia ye hapa ye am Robin edi enya pa ba am Robin edi enya no na eye yakwan bone sese ekwan a ehia ye kase eye busunya jema Konfia Road yakwan a wawani tua ya ewura dramane mama mampanyini Kwame Danso atebu nyankontre bato therefore bato wawani tua wadaroma bomodin ayemaye amanten atebu to yeji kwan ni nyina yeden asekura nti wadaroma bomodin na yeden yemaye na yesan sraw se yepe suapon kase ewo mantem ha yate se wo se wo de ba nkentampo ha nyame onhirawo ya wiya na ya wiya Mr. President ade ehia kase pa nananom ya ye babi e betena ye meeting Regional House of Chiefs o predecessor started here by say contractor for no in this site wadaroma say nana ofosu apenten hansa hene ene bamre hene ene adom ya yanya babi atena nti ya desredi a ya de tu anim Mr. President ya kase ya da wasi ya yenwie da yewura minister owusu Antwi Francis wamfana ma bone so waye obi a obre ne ho ase ojo papa MCs baako du baako a wodi amaye in fact obi ani wa ye kan ehunu se ehunu no ho asembone bia nipa papa a wayi amaye ye srew se nyame nhirawo na ade baako a ye ha ye yensusam yensuosam ye srew ye mantem no de yensusam nya ye pa bomodin na boye and the last batch one aye Fulani and then akuafo settlers farmers no binom wo ha omo tata Fulani fo no so binom so omo tata settlers farmers no ba wo bo nto an wo ka so ba nananom omo portion of the land say Fulani fo no ba tia so no ma yesen aye omo moa meda wase nyame nka ho nyame omo ochidom mfia nan omo grana emaye krabahwe anisuade hu na nti a wasan ababio no nyame wo nhirawo na wonto nkwandam wonto wone wa manjofo nyina member of state minister of parliament omo nyina members of parliament obiada nyame nhira obia na member of council of state for entu ofo papa na nanu soso yentu ofo papa nyame nhirawo wonto nkwandam nyame nka
yada nana president asibebre nsamboka sepa enkoma nana osusachi yetwa yejumadie no so a na sabre mefre yep nana chief imam na fe chairman local council of churches yep papa chief imam obano na chairman no so eka ho yep papa chief imam kasawia na afi chairman no so kakra ompese omode kire Ghana mampani na omubia kakra obia de ne de akire no enti yemfa nsambo nhia yep papa chief imam and I feel local council of churches chairman bra omumienu nyina eba na omode omano disem kakra abechire Ghana mampani
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد muna ma Allah godiya sarki wanda ya ka shugaban ƙasa a wannan gari namu. Wannan rijin namu muna ma Allah godiya da ya zaɓi shugaban ƙasa ya zaɓi ya kawo muna ziyara na godiya kan zaɓen da aka yi. Ubangijin Allah ya taimake shi. Wato ba abin da ya da muka ji daɗin shi kamar yadda ya ɗaukaka da musulunci. Sannan ya bari aikin haji ya zo ƙasa. Yanzu an rage ya zama abin da musulmi kowa ya iya ce. Sannan muna masa godiya game da yanda yake neman ci gaban ƙasa wanda yake ya bari yaro kowa ya nemi ilimi. Sannan muna masa magana ya taimaka muna yanda yaranmu nan ke yi yanda za a yi kowa ya nemi karatu ya nemi ilimi su bar shaye-shaye da wani abin da ya zo ana sha ana ce mishi right yaron ya riga ya sha shikenan sai lalace. Ubangijin Allah ya taimaka masa, Allah ya taimaka masa. Sannan muna roƙon shi kuma shugaban ƙasa scholarship idan shekara ya kai yana ba gari mutane scholarship musulmai regional chief imam muna nema kowane region a ba mu scholarship muna ba yaran don zango ba mu da ilimi ya bari ba ci gaba cikin zangonninmu. To in shugaban ƙasa ya sa muna hannu ya zama to mewa tafiyan a ce da mu ya muna daɗi kwarai. Da shi kamar mai tada a fi.
Yo, assalamu alaikum. Ayya da ya imam ki regional chief imam Kano ewa Hausa kasa mu ebe se ya bon tofa ewa twi mu mo bia ti de o kan. Osi de de kan ya da otumfo Nyankopon ase so waje mampanyi tata amana betu ya kuruma ha. Ana bunu isi ha. Na asida eto so biem ya da o mampanyi nan kasa asi. Se wabua yenkramofo wama wase ya nimonyam tituru ye haji nkroye no wama ne bo no abo ayefu kakra wama na aba fom ama nipa dodoa atime akọ omo amokọ nso no omo amre omokọ bọkọ sa eda otumfo Nyankopon ase sebia kwan wo fa so boa mayekọ no sika bia be fira akire bia no ehummoa no ebeboa de beboa zungufo ankasa eno achi bia mo sase oda o mampanyina ase se emra woyi asuafo anase ministers no woyi omu no wanyi no faako oyi kristofo ni nkramofo nyina afra nti bebia honum no yane age eno so ho eno achi biem eye wasa bie kwan se nkwala embesua insana adwuma eno so no ye danazi pa se wa bie sa kwan no se ye mabunu no ombesua insana adwuma se de bia obia be nya na adwuma obia hunu nya na adwuma ebeboa ma eye boni no so ate ewo ye mam o sansere o mampanyi se samre ye mabunu no ayebo o mo se o mo nsuansa no dwuma no binum so wo ha nuruboni ena wonum wo moa ye na yenso no ngina kwan be faso masa nuruboni num no ebe bafom ana so beti antiman firu hokura subeti bi se ye mabunu no o mo sei nuruboni o manu akoduru be ye si bia ba se ye fra no red eno de enye kura obi num a ogina ho a bega se wo hwe obi sa wo da enu nti ye mwana enu so no emra fomo emfa maye ti ebeda o mampanyina se wa adwuma de pi amaye ye nka se de o kan se o mampanyin se ye hia ni mua se de be ya se ba se bia scholarship bi ba se de be ya nkramofo no obeboa ye mabo no na se mana ma o mago sua ade aba enso be ma nimdie no akonanim enu so ye sansere o mampanyin se wonye no ka ho emfa emmaye yame onsere nyina afi Christian Council titia
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of Ghana, Council of State members present, all protocol observed. Former Minkano, she na Antimi NTRC. Yedika Yada Radiasi, Sawadu Mampenyi Amayen. Yenina dia dansie, Bretiawemu, Nema de Tutu Aquemua, Yenyan so, Sunsanso, Anahumfaso, Timanpenyi Yadawasi. Odo, Niajum Pa, Woma Omai. Yame unshirao onko sumboao natimi efa eyadwuma ya hwese ne usipa ompanyifo no a nkramofo wom akisofo wom here regional balance nso a aboa pepepe nyame won shira now resetting agenda no so e won say aboa mase se obi e office bi kro sro so be disika so nim say o disika aban ensabeka no nti corruption enya me nwanwa say be di 1 year 2 years no na e kasa mpafa Ghana ho index no e be go in favor of Ghana nyame onshira so pa ewo ochichiri mu bi ene fuela eso eti lorry fesa eco form ene mu a ebo eba form na mesre Ghana fo nyina se penyifo timi atoto ne ma bo eco form a yenso yamye afam de fa ne kredi no odo ayewo mo mai na yenso yatete ye de so na Ghana fo ho enharewo ehwe Ghana seed no anya honde sasa mekoso wa hihye pa aboa na aduruba bia nyina pese edru sana Christopher nyina nso yekabo mudawase say wa share special national prayer and thanksgiving day bebo mi abon paye di hawa kwa ready anim ya danya mi asen so hye na numnya na wodi edru nyankopon free man yo nsemu ha enye nyankopon bibie ma na ewie yi tie dawase sa ni pai anuanu maka bebre ntimi pese mekasama no wa ne beka say local council of churches ene Christopher nyina sieda wase ni tawachi beko so abon pa ma wia anopa anwumre ni anajo na wonso kai se wo anuanu mu a omtawachi o mpa ebomu nyame ommoa oni mpanyifo na Ghana mfa no tuma pa mfra won hyehyɛ pa mo ye edemaye nyame won hyire nyina amen.
Amen. Yabapa Chief Imam na fe Chairman Christian Local Churches of Bono East Yadamasi Bibri Sabri Kintampo Unity Cultural Troop Mobedi Agro Kakra Amai Intentem so Madam Asibebre Sabre yenua ba ketua bi ono so wa hihya anwensem ya opese ode ehye Ghana mampani Ibra John Dramani Mahama animonyam yenua ba Rosalenda wo ha nti amono na abeka wa anwensem na ma Ghana mampani atie.
Fina Amari Pura Besheni, Fina Mufese Mubonidini, or this year Nana, a Srim Sejata, Ababio John Dramani Mahama. Ababio John Dramani Mahama, or mine this year. Ababio John Dramani Mahama. Adudra Bibi, or Cocodu for Semanshia, or my conquer Ghana and Shawa, Nka Abuabi Achi Yang Abi, Bono Manina, Ahem folk. One seonum, one contact for, never a mamma or a quaba no more piafo.
Adudra Bibi. Yang man penny, John Dramani Mahama. Wow, we are a sad dear. A man penny, Memawa Atunasi. Ghana for you na Ania just say a senya or habu. A man penny. Wow, we are a sad dear. Wow, cow Bianca be. A man penny, a sassuma at Snasibio. A man penny, yet there was a sour my sitting on abba form. Every say, caneno, na sidino, yet to cry, na yamasien. O man penny, me jiddy so be ya genie. O man penny, yet tomorrow, esan say, ye nimsa ode unquaso be brayen. Ye would jidia o musa ube sumiaye, na ube saya sumiaye. O man penny, me that's it.
Adudra Bibi, a man sent for a boafo. Bunny is for any dawoso, and then a man for dimmy crack or to my boom. Mpany say, the Yasushan and Iman is your banner, yes, you channel. Nesanti, Ghana for any dawoso. Bono up where man tamina, Bono up where man tamina, any dawoso.
Thank you. Why are they so? Why are you na?
Nti bono apoye mantem koswe inasha wonsa akwan apomoden suku enfidi juma ne de akeka hu ina hiapunu is papa.
O man penny, yen sa bata ya tsomai. Ubetumi aye niye. Ghana mai, ye need that swane wo, ye dawase.
Maya de bibri. Yedamase. Aha. Ame uishiramo. Sabri Kintampo Unity Troop Yedamase. Maya de pa Sabri Yebako na Nidie Kwanso. Sabri Yebeko na Nidie Kwanso no atonsafre mantami nyina ja ono ne sigana mampani anamu ewoye mantami mu ahobrɛsie ni ya obaye nneɛma nyina ɔtotuniye ewoye mantami mu mampani obia nu ne ho woye mantami mu sɛ uyi yewura Francis Owusu antwi sɛ ɔmɛyɛ mantami soafo ɔbɔ adwuma mantami soafo etonsafro na kakra wo no odi atuja na afi wada Ghana mampani edi amai.
Thank you, MC. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, President of Regional House of Chiefs, Bono East, members of the Regional House of Chiefs, Nananum, members of Council of State, honorable ministers present, honorable members of Parliament, honorable Metropolitan and Municipal District Chief Executives, Regional Executives, Regional Council of Elders and Constituency Executives of NDC, CEOs of state institutions and other government appointees, heads of security services and government department, the clergy and imams, representatives of invited organizations, citizens of Bono East region, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We cannot express how far we are to have the president back with us, especially after the successful launch of the Feed Ghana program, which has brought hope and prosperity to our farmers, the people of Bono East region, and the country at large. We in Bono East are proud to be part of this journey and grateful for the president's commitment to improving the lives of Ghanaians. This is a great opportunity for us to express our gratitude for your tireless efforts in shaping our nation development. Your Excellency, it is our hope that you will consider adopting our region for more developmental projects. We have pressing needs, particularly in road infrastructure and other critical areas that will greatly benefit the region. We believe that with your leadership and support, we can accelerate our development and improve the lives of our people. Without further ado, I have the singular honor to introduce the man who has been so blessed and favored by God. This man I'm about to introduce is someone who has seen all as far as politics is concerned. He was the member of parliament for Bole Bamboi for 3 consecutive times, became deputy minister for communication, a substantive minister, a vice president and president of the Republic of Ghana in 2012. Because he has been favored so much by God, and he is one of God's ones to change the face of Ghana, to take us to the promised land. He made an unprecedented history by being voted massively in 2024 general elections. Within a matter of 5 months, this wonderful man has done a lot, turning fortunes of our dear country around, especially most of his promises to Ghanaians. He has put a lot of smiles on the faces of Ghanaians by stabilizing our currency against other currencies, especially dollar, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, with the rounds of applause, with the rounds of applause, with the rounds of applause, Choboy, help me welcome His Excellency, John Ababio Dramani Mama.
Thank you. Kindly resume your seats. Thank you. Nana Owusu Seche, the 3rd Basamahene and President of the Bono East Regional House of Chiefs, members of the Bono East Regional House of Chiefs, Pemapem Yao Kagbrese, the 4th member of the Council of State, Nana Saa Jempua, member of the Council of State, honorable ministers of state, honorable members of parliament, metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives, regional executives, and regional council of elders of the National Democratic Congress, government appointees and former government of appointees, heads of departments, government departments, heads of security services, the clergy and our imams, representatives of invited organizations, our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters. I'm honored to be here in the great Bono East region, the region that has given me my beautiful wife, Lordina. And I bring you warm greetings from your daughter, your sister, Mrs. Lordina Mahama, and also from my Vice President, Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, who returned to the country safely. She's in very good health. She actually started working from Monday. She's returned to her full duties. My visit today is not simply ceremonial, but it is one of gratitude, reflection, and a renewed commitment to duty. I've returned to my in-laws to say thank you to you for your overwhelming support in the 2024 general elections. You stood strongly behind me. You voted for the reset agenda. You voted for truth. You voted for unity. And you voted for development. And today I return with a solemn promise that I will not betray your faith in me. Your belief in our vision of building the Ghana we want together is one grounded in the 2024 NDC People's Manifesto. And this is what has brought us here. And your mandate is what now guides our every step as we begin the journey of resetting Ghana. Let me acknowledge our traditional leaders for the wisdom and stability they continue to offer. And Nananom, I want to say Ayiko to all of you. During the campaign, you received me warmly in your palaces. And your good advice, your counsel is part of what was responsible for the great victory that we chalked in the elections of 2024. To the youth of Bono East, my brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, who drove the campaign with creativity and energy, and to our queen mothers and our mothers and sisters who joined us and went door to door, organizing, praying, and persuading, and especially to our polling agents and our party executives and volunteers. You are the true heroes of this victory that we chalked in the election. Our government has started in earnest, and we have taken some of the sons and daughters of this region to contribute to the reset agenda. Notable among them are the Honorable Elizabeth Ofoso-Jare, who is the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, and the Honorable Emmanuel Kojo Ajekum, who is the Minister of State in charge of special initiatives. We also have serving in other capacities people like Dr. Isaac Adaipsa, who is Chief Executive Officer of the Gratis Foundation, Mr. Stephen Akwa, who is Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Tree Crop Development Authority, Ms. Viviana Santio-Usu is Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Maslock, Mr. Mohamed Masaoud is Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Heavy Equipment Limited, and Mr. Philip Opong Amponsa is Deputy Chief Executive of the Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation. In addition, several others from this region are rendering valuable service to our reset agenda on governing councils and boards, and this includes Mr. John Owusu-Agyeman, lawyer, Mr. Moses Okra, Mr. Ernest Ameyao, Ms. Patience Dakua, Mr. Ahmed Isa, Nana Yeboah Kokwa, and Nana Akosua Amobia II. Their commitment, excellence, and patriotism reflects the region's great promise and potential, and that of Ghana. And I thank you for believing that Ghana can rise again. When we assumed office in January 2025, the state of our economy was in dire straits. We inherited an economy with high inflation, unsustainable debt, a weakening currency, mass unemployment, and widespread despondency. But we did not spend time lamenting and pointing fingers at others. We chose instead to act, and to act decisively. In March, our administration presented the 2025 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament. It was anchored on the principles of fiscal discipline, reprioritization of spending, and the urgent need to restore macroeconomic stability. We trimmed non-essential expenditure and redirected resources to national priorities outlined in the NDC manifesto, and mainly in the area of agriculture, education, infrastructure, health, and jobs. Today, I'm pleased to report to you from Kintampo in the Bono East region that our currency, the cedi, is stabilizing. Inflation is gradually declining. Investor confidence in our economy is returning, and Ghanaians are beginning to feel a slow but steady relief when they go to the market. I commend the Minister for Finance and the Governor of Bank of Ghana and their respective teams for their dedication and coordination in managing this economic turnaround. And I want to take the opportunity to thank the GPRTU and the various drivers' unions for reducing transport fares to bring relief to Ghanaians from the hardship they were facing. Infrastructure is central to development, and the Bono East region will not be left behind. Under the Big Push agenda, Cabinet is finalizing approval for major infrastructural projects, many of which are earmarked for this region. And I want to say that under the Big Push, we are prioritizing roads because the state of our roads is in a very deplorable condition. So for the first year, the Minister of Finance has provided almost 15 billion cedis to be invested in improving our road network across the whole of the country. As I said, we are focusing particularly on roads that are critical for agriculture, trade, and access to essential services. In the Bono East region, the roads that we are targeting include the Asweye-Mesidan Road, the Ofuman to Wenchi Road, the Sunyani to Nkuranza Road, the Techiman Wenchi Road, the Atebubu Kajeji Road, and then also to complete the Kintampo to Prang Road, the Ejura to Atebubu Road, and Busunya to Atebubu Road. There are other roads that we'll also be working on that are not yet included on this list. These roads, when completed, will open up the region, improve market access for farmers, and reduce travel time and transport costs. As stated in the NDC 2024 manifesto, we're also committed to redesigning and constructing outer ring roads in major cities across the country. The outer ring roads will target cities like Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, Takrade, Sunyani, and Techiman. For Techiman, which is a major transit point on the N10 highway, work has begun to open up the proposed 54-kilometer outer ring road. The Department of Urban Roads has initiated engineering surveys and design works to prepare the way for full construction to begin. This project will decongest the central business district of Techiman and enhance road safety for residents and travelers alike. The ring road would allow the big, heavily loaded trucks that are going to Burkina Faso and other northern destinations, instead of passing through the center of Techiman, they'll use the outer ring road and continue on their journey. Education remains one of the top pillars of our national transformation, and our vision is to ensure that no child, regardless of their background or ability, is left behind. In the Bono East, our targets in education and the initiatives we shall pursue include completion of all abandoned E-blocks, some of which are located in this region. The absorption of first-year academic admission fees for all students entering public tertiary institutions. And free tertiary education for all persons with disability. Furthermore, we're working closely with the Bono East Regional Coordinating Council, the Lands Commission, and the Techiman Traditional Council to establish a technical university in Techiman. A site has already been selected at Forikrom. In addition, plans are underway for the establishment of the University of Health and Life Sciences here in Kintampo. We believe that technical education is essential for industrial growth and job creation. And with these institutions, we aim to bridge the skills gap and create opportunities for the youth of the region. And on the issue of Alawa, thank you. I knew this is the response Alawa is going to trigger. Let me assure you that the minister has made adequate provision in the budget for the payment of allowances. And the allowances will be paid from January. And so you'll get the arrears. When we pay the allowances, you'll receive the arrears. But what has delayed it? What has delayed it is that the minister is putting in a system so that you'll be paid through the controller and accountant general, so that every month when workers receive their salaries, trainees will also receive their allowances. So when that is done, you receive your allowances every month, and then we'll pay you the arrears from January until the time you started receiving the allowances. My brothers and sisters, Bono East is the breadbasket of Ghana, and it is no coincidence that we chose this region to launch the Feed Ghana program on 12 April 2025. The program is designed to make agriculture a viable, modern and youth-friendly economic activity. And therefore, under it, we're going to invest in small-scale irrigation systems for year-round farming. We're going to provide subsidized fertilizers, improved seeds, and mechanization for farmers to increase their productivity. We're going to provide warehouses and cold chain infrastructure to reduce post-harvest losses. And we'll establish farmer service centers. And one of the first locations that has been selected for a farmer service center is Atebubu in the Bono East region. We also are liaising with a private sector investor to revamp the cashew processing factory, which is located in Chiobodom in the Bono East region. Ladies and gentlemen, agriculture is not just a way of life, it is the pathway to prosperity. And under our Agriculture for Wealth Creation agenda, we are determined to unlock the full potential of this region. As we prepare Ghana's next medium-term development program, 2026 to 2029, I urge all our MMDCs to take leadership in facilitating inclusive consultation. The Minister of Finance is about to release the first quarter of the District Assembly's Common Fund. And as I said, and the Minister said, 80% of the money accruing in the fund is going to go directly to the regions for you to decide how to use it. So MMDCs, you have no excuse. You are going to get your full money. We're sending you the guidelines. Cabinet approved it at the last cabinet meeting to show you how the money has to be disbursed. And we're going to use it as your key performance indicators. Every year we will see what you've done with the District Assembly's Common Fund, and based on that we will decide whether you stay or you go. Development cannot thrive without security. We are aware of the challenges in the eastern corridor of Bono East, particularly around the Atebubu and Manteng area, Sene East and West, and the Pru districts. Highway robbery and armed robbery has become rampant. In response, I have directed the Minister for Interior and the Inspector General of Police to deploy additional security personnel to those areas where robbery has become rampant. We will also provide the police with patrol vehicles and communication equipment so that they can keep you safe. We're also going to strengthen community policing and intelligence gathering in order that we can reduce the incidence of armed robbery. Peace is not the absence of conflict, it is the presence of justice and protection, and we will not rest until every community in Bono East feels safe and secure. This year, on 1st July, we will hold a National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. This day will be observed by both Muslims and Christians. The importance of this day is not lost on us, because it's the day on which Ghana gained full independence from the British Empire. That is our Republic Day. And so on that day, all of us will pray and give thanks to God for the favor He has done to us. We fulfilled our promise of adding an additional day to the Eid al-Fitr holiday of our Muslim brothers and sisters. The bill to amend the Holiday Act in order to make that holiday permanent is ready for Parliament. And so from next year, it will not be by executive instruments, it will be automatically an act of Parliament that makes that day a holiday. We also reduced the fare for carrying out the Hajj pilgrimage. Yesterday, the last aircraft airlifted our pilgrims to Mecca, and we reduced the fares from 75,000 to 62,000 cedis. And I can foresee that with the performance of the cedi, because at the time we started paying for the Hajj, the cedi was at 15.5 cedis to $1. And so the fare that we came up with for the $4,000 that it cost to do the Hajj came to 62,000. Next year, if you do a calculation where the cedi is currently at 10.5, it means that next year the fare for Hajj will probably go below 5,000 Ghana cedis. Sorry, 50,000 Ghana cedis. And so if the cedi keeps performing the way it is and being an abrantier the way it is, it will give more relief to our brothers and sisters who will decide to embark on the Hajj. So in conclusion, I wish to assure you, my brothers and sisters, that Ghana will work again. Ladies and gentlemen, I returned to the presidency to lead. I returned to the presidency to rebuild our country. I return to the presidency to restore our dignity. And I return to the presidency to establish my legacy. I will work to the best of my ability for my fellow Ghanaians and make sure that the standard we set will be a standard that all governments coming after us will not go below that standard. Together, we have started the reset agenda, and the signs of progress are visible. But the road ahead requires us to be united, it requires us to sacrifice, and it calls for continued trust in leadership. Let us not be discouraged by the size of the task before us. Let us be energized by the greatness of our mission to build a Ghana that works for all of us and not just a few of our citizens. I'm here because you believed in me and you believe that Ghana, our dear country, can rise again. And I assure you, our country, Ghana, shall rise and become the envy of Africa. May God bless my in-laws, the Bono East region. May God bless our great Republic, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong. I thank you very much.
Hold on. Tribune. Mr. President, on behalf of the good people of this region, Nananom, and on my own behalf, we would like to thank you so much for making time out of your busy schedules to be here today to show appreciation. Everybody needs appreciation. So for you to make time to be here to thank the chiefs and the people, I think it's a very laudable idea, and we thank you. Nananom ne adofo majina nananom ne adeshia e woman tami mo adagana mampanya se ne brisa oye very busy or the amamunu etumrikante se de be ya Ghana for ye ho betoye nanso wanya bre aba bedasia na yenso yedana se Ghana mampani da wasi bebre très bien yenyina na so for the national anthem na yewia mampani akosre kwan wona nan mo. Thank you very much. The security, please. Lot of you should go to where the chiefs are. I'm told some few people want to make troubles there. So the security, be there for me. We thank all of you for making time to be part of this historic occasion. We thank the President of the...
Okay, me mo akwa Badeba TV XYZ baby awa wo hwe me bia wo so awutie Power 97.9 FM. You ready ayato ne Inside Politics Thursday's edition. Na ye debre from Nicholas ya usi osen ubetimi aframe Ken Nicholas. Ye crossover call Bono East His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ne thank you tono na ye kwhwe ya broko PM Bono East. Ye de aberi ye but ye crossover akọ enkraha ye bankraha minority in parliament led by Afenyon Markin. Ade almost saying that the Omura Parliament da. In some of Mukina say, Chairman Bernard Intribosi Aquadro na friend chairman won't me or Ashanti Regional Chairman the NPP. So when you know almost a yadia me because for Parliament business be a because to be ano yomu efim. And so we now kobo a dre wo you equanim ho. Amu ye dede ne mekoso. So chairman won't me besin there and call for so mujian back up no mwenya. Yankwe, na yenko tie ma minority no so kandi. enti yekuso enkakrakra yehwe se yensaka feed na yebekọ na yekotie asema minority no so sentinti ama omo entumi enne omanko parliament na business of the day omanfo omo hwanshem yenko enkohwembra
but rather in defense of a political party activist belonging to their fold. What do you make of what is happening?
Provision so says here, your members of parliament are yet to abamo muso munkwashembra. Weja ba omu MP no. Ono no ya captain or two ordinance out to obiso no. Aha. Sa so na inti eye MP sa ya to abamo mu. Madam do so ntina for betina konwom. To no hwe ne phone so. Inti MP so munkwashembra. Omunko represent various constituencies. Abra chema wuntumi ekodi eye niema bi a oso yi ano no omusa ha. Omunko ta chema wuntumi echi oyiwe ko nti ano na yehu MPC na omotete form ho no. Wa wo hwe wehu MPC na tete ho ne bi ye course no. Se chema wuntumi so omanyina abato etu mo omusa omunko hyembra ne tofi akwa. Omuso nko hyembra. Enti se wo hwe television a wa obehu wo hwe TVXYZ odu wo behu MPC tete form na omuso omunko parliament nko hyembra eno na ye hwe nti MPC no na omugu a omo mepacho bebro omo tete form a omo ti yeko ho a sabe wa omo ye niema bi a ehia mfata ya to aba ma monkonko hyembra yenhwe ma MPC ne ye nti eno na ewo TV ne so a ye hwe no na wa wutie Power 97.9 FM mepacho mitwamfo yin na chewa ye MPC omo parliament minority side a afenyo makenda no omo na esi omo tete form se nkwala no omo tete form se nkwala eno na menu na ye hu no nti wo hwe eye TVXYZ mprempren ya MPC ne na tete form se nkwala no minority wenti na omo se business of the day omo nkọ no nti mo de amoma ye nhwa ma ekoso eno na ekoso yiweko headquarters wa Accra ha abra chairman wuntumi oguso yi nsama no a MPC nse tofi akwa omo nkọ parliament nti eno ne ade a menu na ye hu a ekoso na meka wo se nde ye bete eye Kasim Isa ye bete nka oye member the National Communication Team NDC sa so na bete listo na napoku nka ono so ye obi a ono no ye executive director de ma GAG no so ye bete nka kukudamwe na ye ne omo ebedi eye dwumadie ende anti baby a wo bia no se wo hwe eye TVXYZ ye MPC no minority fo no nti we ya anti form no mo kwatena na anti na business of the day ekoso parliament omo so omo nko no e form omo kwatena no ha we constituency ya toto mba ma omo mo hwe we constituency bi constituency na wato aba ma 1 a onko hyembra no so oti form na omo ye course nkofo hwe TV ye na ye ti form yo ye na ye ti form mo hu nipa niema ekoso niema yensio sem niema bi koso constituency enye so mo hwe address wo parliament mempen fo hwe na omo boa ye no omo so omo ntena parliament omo kwotena form nti ko ta so no mo tie o wo hemfe yeko anim ho mo ma hwe abra na omo nam form a omo ba no ono na yehu na MPC ne na nam form a omo ba no na omo chem tim no omo se chairman Bernard Ntwibosi akonti eya de omo nti ase nti MPC ne bi na omo ba omo ye dede ne ba yo mu na so nim se chairman wontumi wa form chairman wontumi enya se ya che no ayire ne se bi aye ma no kwan eniama bi na okoko yi nsema no aso anu no besi nde ya ma ne se pese ma ne bail surety bi o se odeba ana omo so omutumi gire ma chairman wontumi na yi no we ye nipa ba akope aka ba akonya ba akọ aka ho nti eno no nti MPC na yato aba ma omo so omo nkwa hyembra na na omo nam form no omo so omo nra parliament a omo kọ yeko office wo omo kasa no eno na me no na ye hwe wo eye TVXYZ so make out senche bia so ye ni Victory Garlic mixture for ye ne omo so bedi enkomo enti minority MPC no aha eno na me no ye hu no minority chief whip ono na ode ye friend say ne handkerchief ano dompre ode fafa nanimi ano dompre eya me ya pa wo hwe me hu mama part so oforu kro mama part hwe mama part ne name mama part na afenyo make wen me hu so no so na mu ye enti wo ye simpani na wo tie mi a afenyo onkonkwa shambre no no nam fom no yo enti de etene no mekoso se sia na ye yi kyeremu wo eye TVXYZ so no but ye nsembre ye beko na ni victory for so ekokodi enkomo enti me ka say kasama for kasama victory garlic mixture my brother wa ha oni ebedi nkomo na wa trehen ma victory garlic mixture so eye de boy na ebiom eye amon pe Mr. Kelvin Asante ni photograph on fan to television so mami the executive producer and there wa boy papa wa ma ye refi ade ba ko bi titu me amete hei me refi ade ba ko bi na Mr. Kelvin meken say nyame nhira wate and there wa ma mezi olokon me ba kra ha minzi dokonde moye olokone pa nyame nhiro wa ma me feel papa enti happy birthday uncle the executive producer Mr. Kelvin Asante ama maka infante ma nyame nhiro and that ways now would da ma obradre na nta say do nti and that Thursday 29th of May 2025 Mr. Kelvin Asante ono no ye head of engineering XYZ broadcasting sa so na ye ka DJ sa titi DJ sa o ye titi DJ pa obebre ni first ye ka discotheque o tumi kokobon dum obani Togo ni ade nyina ti Mr. Kelvin Asante de onye ndaba DJ o wa bondum ache enye easy wa body DJ ndum na sesi aso eba engineer machines so hye ansa na programming se Mugabe betena ho metena ho obi oba betena ha bia obehosi inside politics ono anu nya aboche ye production efa no video nsema ye ken na eye papaya down at to nim number ye momu man wati na no chese ono so onfa binto no ho na bibia ntumi nkonka na ofia wa ma ha ye de inti happy birthday Mr. Kelvin Asante ekuapema branch here nyame ma nyin na mo nyansa omo wa hozen mo pocho sika ne ze ha ye research ne de yina sika no ebeba nyame manye sika no chede nzama nkodo kama pa nyame nhira papa ye kesa SYZ ha ye wekesa wa sacrifice abin wa boye papa o SYZ ha ba new Mr. Kelvin Asante odi makoten nyame nhira papa nti boss baby will be around me for the boss player nyame kan hu no show ye papa happy birthday uncle Mr. Kelvin Asante awe nyim no man ye bibi man aha edeba famodo so ede mama meyen kama onyim da am ye Jesus nature ba nti problem ye ni ho iti baby adri ye beko na ye ni eye victory okay ye beko na ye ni eye minority leader afenyon marking so ekodi eye nsem bia we did otifo yes simple
no further comments. I've made my point. Thank you very much.
Okay, so those were the words of the minority leader.
So that's the minority leader. They're making the indication that they will stay there as long as it will take, and then until their demands are met. And they have only one demand, is that they are given access to room to be. There should be variation of the bill condition.
Omoka enti yembra studios biom na any victory garlic mixture enkonkodi enkomo mamehwe package bottle no FAE eno ne hia me aha victory garlic mixture eno ni say netie menko ba bia mo bi ndada enti kasamafo no ha mamema na kwaba na mepacho yene no enkodi enkomo menu akwaba Bibi aboko victory garlic mixture a mixture bi amanum bi ajenga no time a be sinde na we won't try ma when yare answer
there be when you dry twen na yare banse ya no
to no be etumi boa niam bi kra na yare bi aye chronic ni e betumi yi ni na efi ho over to you my brother
when you awie nwumre ye cheche odasani bia na odne fidie ato TVXYZ empedodo na so biti se be kan edro ho asam a ensem nipa no bi kan yate abre na manum garlic nnu manum a me hu hwe na mom tie me ena mbese me ka asam che ona me ma tu bibi tu trim se watch a ebodem a ase kra no e ma time correct 2 times in 24 hours watch a ebodem a ase kra no e ma o time e papa mienu e wo damu ni nyina mu e kire wo se ebre bia be hu sie ka victory garlic mixture ho asem ye se mempupu ti manyi wo achi ni etie me esan se ne nkoma me no ba bedini nkoma ba akwa se wutie mi a ebeboa unua ebeboa oba no ebeboa unua bema no ebeboa unua ba bi ebeboa odofo bi e wo ben obi bia na feed na TV XYZ no friends ye ka che ne se bo se bana na apia ba victory garlic mixture for yaba ye bedi nkomo na ye nkomo no obi bia no weti ye nkoma wonsu abribi ye ebra ye kira de na ye sanso ye den ye cho kwan pa betuma so apomudin asen oda se ni bia se woni apomudin woni je nwie o peye ye kwa wontimi nkobi ye ba wontimi mma ye de ya futu e de magana ni nyina ne se entwen yare ansa wabo ni pedua ne ho ban obi bia ntie we yie pa e kame akoye se Ghana hanom ne biblia ma wuduo ni nyina mu no ye twen yade ansa yabo ni pedua ne ho ban enu nti na oba hanom a yare ne ku eye kona ene no so esan so agizika pa se yare ebetani pedua mu na wanhwe anso ano na ebetena wo so a utu asia ya wo sezika bebre wo sa sebe eti wani gie so ene nti ne ye ka che o se wo ye driver ni a wo tena se wo ye driver ni a wo twi long vehicle wo kwa chire wo ye me maame a wo hwe me sesi ai wo ye nua o maame bi eja so adwuma wo maame bi wo fie wo auntie bi wo fie wo dofo bi wo fie a otena eja ho na ye adwuma anase otena awiam na ye adwuma ka che ne se ompe victory garlic mixture ni bi na wonum tie mi eye victory garlic mixture edra yan fonkeja edra boa emani pedua no na pomodina CPS ta ye de ese mentwen yare ansa na wanum aduro no aboni pedua no ho ban odofo wutie mi a wo ye gya ho adwuma na wo ye ewia so adwuma ye ma menum na motonton no ma wo market sa wo do no eya na ese na ewia na motena so ninti ese na gya adwuma na wo ye ndrabani ese se wo tatena se echenti no e ka wo bi ma sesi a onante a na se wo namu atwetwem e wona se wo sisi nda bia na emu ahyehyew o se me sisi mu tutume ni pedua no mu hyehyeme o se ye ho na ni sisi eye ne yasa odofo da wo ye victory garlic mixture mini meni bedi ho adanse yesi Nyankopon bo nipadua no odi nipadua ma soja fogu nipadua no mu a wo bo nipadua no eho ban fi nyare wa wodro ho na de ba ko no se esa ne se onyini e ho ntinu onyini no na sa no ma ne nyina na ho odin no e ba fom eni ma Nyankopon ebo ya obetin bo nipadua ho ban no ebra wo onyini na ho odin e ba fom eni ti se ko ba ne sa ohia edro bi a ebe ko nipadua no mu enya chemical edro eye naturally made in Ghana yamfa chemical bi anka ho tie me victory garlic mixture chemical bi anim garlic ewo na ne no ma ebi mu aye enubrani ade ne yakani nyina si ani a yede eboa so ne pedua mu se da bia yarewa ye betu ase de afi ye man Ghana mu ene ti ne ka che o se uyo obi a wana usisi ya uye jaso adwuma uye drobani a wotena ka mu saa kwantintintin a per victory garlic mixture fato okan mu na eno be boadi wakagina mu masesi ano usisi ni mu ande wa na twetwon untini mu twetwon ne nyina ebekọ uyo obi wabose na wana wonsa no ha me no ka se hwe me yie pa umo se wonsa no hyehyem obi wabose na ni baako atun woso saa no na de na yemi maka chew se ade bia eba ni padua no mu bia a signs and symptoms of yare eni ntini padua no wo no ma ebo ye nkae obi wabose na nase atatai wana ne nasi ay dududu empaboa hye ne kra na ewura wonte obi wo hono ma owo so a obeti na mmom no wana se ne nsanye titiriti a oreto wono kakra na adwono na afede wenan ayato na refri eno ne ye chi se ema wura mfiri hu se sanoma we nyina ezisi ne nyoma ebo nka ye se yade ipese eba ni padwanum enu ntie hu behia se mentwen yare na nsa kope victory garlic mixture tie me garlic ndo na dosun ena me no kasai adansi a abafofora ye die no edoso doctor Muako abasobo dia na doctor enya no ene din ya bebia doctor ne din ekro ebo mi bo madwene me ntiase yeso minisa dan kwa me mesu madu bebia wado 50 years sister no ene ntina me kira o se ye nyina benya pomodene ya de ehia pa obu won ma wonase etatai wonu mu ana behu se unsa ye titiriti obeda beso na nsa nyina agene o se anansi acheme maka cho se anansi onim be makampo kwan onko so ja training bi ada eni nyina ne se enwoma ye di ko ye ni padwan mu nanse chemicals awodo eda no na mehwe documentary be ye di eye edro ye ni prevent eye edi padwan bi awuo no eno na nkofo ene preserve enwoma ye di ko ni padwan mu enu nti na make cha se enwene ye di ko ye ni padwan mu ya de a ehaye emfama ye humi ni bi nya ensu aye enum enu nti ye se entwen yare ansa kope victory garlic mixture enkane no na ye ukoye bibire mu koye fiefia wodo mu a ye wadura na esi eja so a ukwa na oba no manum bi na ahohuru ni padwanum enu bi ni victory garlic mixture odofa wo hweme na wotie me ye pa bosumi bia ansa na bosumi be kwa wiye no bo ho modern sobe no victory garlic mixture na ahohuru ni padwanum chemical bia akoni padwanum a enye no ebe ohuru ni nyina abesia kwa bonten ma wo apomodi esipi esita wana ni padwanum ehyehew obi won ma inflammation owo asini padwanum tutu me pacho me serew eba na sane ebu ebi mu bayiye mu obi bia bayiye inflammation yade a onsaka victory garlic mixture ni binasa wo nonom a woni padwanum mu ehyehew wafu aye kese ni nyina ebeba wiye obi wo ma ne fu aye kese bebre fat obi so won ma cholesterol obi wa anadwodidie nya wa ene Ghana ha ya we obi bu adwuma na obi fie na chese wa bre eba na sa no ko di nnuane bi a wafu ba kese unya di se aduane ni wie pe no victory garlic mixture beboa emaduane natimi adaje sentem afu na kese ni nyina betwe uyo obi a wafu kese bebre ye catch us anopa wo sore a no victory garlic mixture on an empty stomach uni di ye no na one victory garlic mixture ewia udi di wia na wanom anumra udi di wia na wanom wafu na kese ni nyina betwe sa ye fa to sa ye den ni nyina ma wafu no ba fom oba bi hwe mesesi yi wana ne fichie kro no mecha ne menses no eba na enu nansa na atwa na enu nansa na atwa da bia na obo ne wosafo hene me de eba enche o me de eba enche o do fo mesere yade na wo boaboa no no me de makanse betena ha no ma me bese na bo yade bia ni say victory garlic mixture enzo so yade so enu ntinu uyo oba wo fichie kro no eba na enu nansa na atwa yade na dan kwa mabu benya enu nti yesi mentwan yare ansa no victory garlic mixture ni bi ofiche kona eba nenu nansa na ebetwa uyo obia wo pressure wo diabetes tie mi ye pa wonu mi nuanuma enko wadu na wonum no pe victory garlic mixture fa ka ho tie me obi bia wo BP bia ntie ni ye pa ade bako a ekosi BP high intake of sodium yembebre wonum a yenhwe sanyama ni nyina opanyini bia nse wudi bu 2.3 grams of sodium a day eni ntia se yenhwe nyama we na ye dibru suntino e ka ma BP adoso diabetes adoso eno na ye kire se no victory garlic mixture edoni bia egita enwane nu awodo a ekoni peduanu mu a se magnesium potassium phosphorus ekoni peduanu mu a regulate your blood and sugar level eno nti wo diabetes no odi beba wiye ehonu mu a na se wona ne peduanu mu ayo se efemfem ni nyina no ebeba wiye uyo obi a me no kase uye me kakrebia na wabre obu wono ma adekit kuma bi na se otie so no wabre na na kuma bo ne peri wudi nyina na se efie neko ko bebe eto aduro bi na kase ope victory garlic mixture enu aduro a doctor mwako ne a doctor fo mutima bo bi efo na pomodin watena se ehunu se wo de se aduro ba gi adasa alafo me catch me de me gina hey yade mani gimi we sanse ba bibia metwa mu bia no adanse nkofo die ene dimpa wo bo me no ya na mani age na me say fa na se ni nyina ma doctor mwako wono ene ni so de hu ni nyina fi ni nchen obi tie me sesi ya wo pharmacy ni wo chemical licensing shop na sa won ton victory garlic mixture tie me open cheche mu bia ye run 24 hour economy enu nti no friend number no bia no bedi nkomo ye say se okoto victory garlic mixture draw we bia fair number 0242 54 5633 tina mani ye pa oni pedua mu ahyehyew wana won sai otititi wafu ayekese o message MAE fra 0242 54 5633 0242 54 5633 and I said 020 129 3280 your numbers you know when you do my victory garlic mixture for your soy or for him and as a would see Mrs. The year Kenyan as a man train Yariansa Copper victory garlic mixture nibinanum about who ni pedrenum and pedrena chemical be away DSF and zoom a general room and it's men do be in Paul Fieda. Garlic mixture don't do so. Nemo na make count for me to me said do me na can we see me both say. And no never both say ni pedren a victory garlic mixture. Una wana ona sia time wo fo ekese bebri o menses emmaye uyobi wo na ne pedua no mo hyehyem wana wo sisi ena se de bia na honam uyobi a wo ye ho adwuma wo ye wiaso adwuma wo ye driver ni utwika kokwan tententen unya Victory garlic mixture obi wo ma ne immune system no kwa ye mmere ene ti yade bia be ko wo na be kra no unu Victory garlic mixture wa be hunu se wonu madura nkasa eno ti de ye kan nyina ne se wode kope Victory garlic mixture ni binanom na se wonu mu a opomoden ebesipi na esita Kingswalk Herbal udu wa benya bi Tinata Herbal Center shop bi e wo Ghana ha benya bi Qualinac enso benya bi wo hono moto Habe Pharmacy udu wa benya bi Missy Herbal udu wono ma benya bi PFA Pharmacy enso e wa Asante Mantemu a udu wono mu a ba bia to aduro biara e se wo enkran Kumasi takwade ba bia wo bia da ubena Victory garlic mixture ni bi na wato wo diabetes wo pressure so dro we bi na hwekeke na be hu se wanu maduro ankasa afi last hour we me de che obi akwa obi bia no wo infection bia no awowo obi wo be yesesi a wo hwemi na wo se insofita bi finase na eba ena ye chere dro drugstore ne ka che ne se onto Victory garlic mixture fanka ho obedi ma dance se enu na wotwe ena wonya se sajade ni nyodi ni nyina ba wiye infection be na wanya ge one would ewu dra wonum per Victory garlic mixture ni na faka ho ebe wu ni padua no mu ebe sese ni padua no ye do ne se mentwen yare ansa one Victory garlic mixture obi wo honum a otwen yade na akoto painkiller no bebrebe no kan obi na kidney any liver issues adoso no ye se mentwen yare ansa per Victory garlic mixture ni bi na ensese ni padua no onofo na ya oda ha na edu besi ni akacho se wo fra ya brebia penchechemu bibi na won tiasia fra 0242 524 2633 in numbers no egu screen no eso 0242 545633 0242 545633 wo fra ya Dr. Makunu bedi nkomo na wa kye kwa befa so a wo manu maduro na afo apomodin sipesita ono Victory a ono yade beton kwanta na mapa inshallah yenyame adom ayaresa ebeba
Meda so papa Victory garlic mixture kasamafo na yene no edi nkomo no oso huma eko kopendro ni bi na to na nom na je wo ho fi yare ahuru nemu na oso sipi na sita baby adri ebekọ akwaje aboafo nkrato baako mienu miensa ye ba listo nana poku ye kusi ye beteninka so na Kasim Isa aso ye beteninka ye nkwaje aboafo nkrato embracesia.
Now, let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa. Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same property. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have here.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow, na yes, do maybe crana. Me bano timide, or maybe gumi so weekend. Hey, memre. I don't think I'm a catcher. Say, yeah, no Medi garlic capsules. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well. Medi garlic capsules. Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Medimosis garlic capsules. Boa mamoja di nipaduane mu efurusani yi na esiesie oba ne barima mahona wodin. Ubenya edoi bi ato omanyi mu pharmacy stores frey wo 050-349-4885. Edoi enye mamofra enye ndi fie dumienu. Apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medimosis unni how FDA ajije din kratui atum.
It is a stain on our conscience and a threat to every citizen who still believes that Ghana is a land governed by laws, not political vendettas. We are not here to shield wrongdoing. And let me emphasize that. We are not here to shield any wrongdoing whatsoever. We are not here, again, to obstruct investigations. But we are here because a line has been crossed. A dangerous, unacceptable line that signals that state power can now be used to humiliate, traumatize, and silence citizens under the pretext of justice. Ladies and gentlemen, let us be clear. This was not an arrest. It was a clear ambush. It was a calculated display of brute force. A man who voluntarily submitted himself to the CID in good faith, who was cooperating fully with lawful investigations, was less than 24 hours later subjected to militarized operation straight out of dictatorship playbook. He was seized like a fugitive, much like a criminal, and hauled into detention without any dignity or respect owed to any citizen, let alone one who had not resisted the law. And what was the result? He collapsed. He was hospitalized. His health broke under the sheer weight of Ioko's cruelty. Is this what justice looks like in Ghana today? Is this what our democracy has become? Chairman Wontumi may be the target today, but make no mistake, this is not just about him. This is about a dangerous pattern that is emerging under this government. The misuse of state institutions to settle political scores, the erosion of impartiality in our law enforcement agencies, and the growing culture of fear and silence that is being imposed on our political discourse. We cannot, and we will not allow Iyoko, the NIB, the police, or any state agency to be weaponized for political intimidation. We will not allow our democracy to be defiled by power-drunk actors who believe they are above the law. And we will not allow the Ghanaian people to be deceived into thinking that this is ordinary justice at work. If there are genuine concerns to be investigated, let them be pursued with fairness, with transparency, and with dignity. But what we witnessed was none of what. What we witnessed was the abuse of the law by those entrusted to uphold it. What we witnessed was a shameful chapter in our democratic journey, one that we must resist, reject, and remember. The minority in Parliament stands united, resolute, and unafraid. We will continue to speak power, truth to power. We will continue to walk the path of justice, no matter the cost, even at the peril of our lives, because we believe that Ghana must never be a country where political differences
are punished with persecution, where opposition is met with oppression, where speaking out means being dragged out. Ladies and gentlemen, this work is not the end. It is the beginning of a multiplicity of factors and actions to be staged in the days ahead of us. It is only the beginning, a beginning of vigilance, a beginning of resistance, a beginning of people rising to reclaim the soul of this republic from those who trade in it for control. The Ioko, well, to the Ioko, to this government, and to those watching, we say this. The emphasis is mine. We say this. The minority is watching. The people are watching. History is watching. Yes. I thank you, and may God bless our country. I'm grateful. And and history is what? And posterity is what? Posterity is what? Posterity is what? Posterity is what? For those who have ears, let them hear. For those who have ears, let them hear. For those who have eyes, let them see. For those who have eyes, let them see. For those who have mouth, let them see. For those who have mouth, let them see.
The Minority in Parliament addressed the news conference just ended where
it's Minority in Parliament na yeti omonka no omokogu yueko oye head office omoye dede ye hu ye nua na se minority leader friend no afenyo mark ne hu anodom pre ono no address media ne sisia no na meyemi atete pa ne se yato abama mo se monko nkodi constituency ahuru enim na hu se wan pity form no but enye hu nteni fo gina ho cha wotena form enti normal enti omotete form medwene ho amenti ase ma akosui me hu mo pese omokire nti anodom pre na anoso akasa no na anipa no wana nkasa amuti ho no munnim se nipa no odifo wansama sebiwa ye bisa no na o hyedem ho no odifo nti yehwe ma befi maba ho amokotena no minim se listo ha kasimo ha ibedide ho nkomo na yahwe ma ebefi maba na momo ye na ye ma tete kakra ba bebi adwuma enkwaje aboafo nkrato embra ye ba ye listo nana poku wa ha nana poku anase nana kusi poku wa ha ono na ye executive director de Magag ansa na ye nua kasibisa ono so ye communication team member de ma NDC yen konkoje aboafo nkrato no ye ba mehu bia de beto aso
Mido gana biana okofa jebidi aba besu fita no pa e say baby shit mangashi
I'm saying so enough for maybe the no.
Sister who's pa? It's a winning gas.
I'm using then why? Why?
Down yankana wa.
Sister Coles. Use gas. Gas ye fast, ye easy, ye convenient. And wow.
Let me see your hand.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
committee member Yenua Kasim Isaso Waha aye bedidi enkomo yehwe wuntumi detention and interrogation akoso yehwe minority omo reactions omutifom ene ensema eye minority ne ka eye ensembe pray eno na ye di kan e di ashas mamema listo akwaba listo bibi aboko de
yehu ani me hef
but don't say sia no sidi na appreciate pa
se de sidi ne nkomo no sene
on de bibi na
mahama nkomodie na say sidi na ya brantie
but you could be Ghana how say to me catch yenua Sam George because we now know hwe multi choice Ghana
yes
omo operate DSTV ade bia no mo use TI catch say dollar no
say dollar is so na ho
say dollar na ko so DSTV omo ntumi ntete so nti Sam George or Sam George
they have to look at all that but I mean as competent as Sam George I don't think say after see I can't win even cry be ana ye ka ho asem cry ye ho adwuma and if there are ways to punish Jumeku omo extort money from omo clients I think say they should crack the whip and make sure say ombema omaye de sefata.
Okay. Kasim Akwaba.
We
have a code here.
Yamiadum.
Baby of here Ghana Porter what to say?
Nyamin Chade.
Baby are the ding.
Baby are the ding. Yeah, yampenyu fa jo mama de ama ya omoboa. Na me chia Brigadier General. Na me se chia lawyer Zuma Tibon, who is the director of port. Na me se chia Miami boss. Colonel Daniel.
Okay.
Na mecha GPH any kasongo for nyina.
Beda se papa. Nti Kasim sana etene nkano. Mencha so ho list wo na poku. Yenti.
Yo.
Untumi nseme na edi.
Won say no krunya me anim ni. Untumi nye obi a enka ba bi o ma we adru no. I was saying a topic.
What do you mean? Because of Asante Regent.
The political dispensation may be a progressive.
Yes.
I don't believe in anything that takes us back. But ne cheer no ne in some way PPA free mwabano. Ama abeye omayasem. Inti ena medimanu tum. Yes, I mean I don't discuss such persons of his caliber. No. Sebi. Baby a nipa sebi nyame aye adomu a ndie ni nyansa de yakodro no. Enya afi na obi ti say wuntumi na nka ma betina studio ha na ba be discussing. I mean he is not part of the relevance of society. Why I just decided, but for the sake of nyoma akoso in the past few days no. And dream ne bonia omudidi o my way ninti no. It has become a subject matter. I think say public interest issues be brave or I was here. Now, first of all, see who the pursue a way a man penny. Now you just suppose that with the immediate past president, the outgone Akufo-Addo ni suban ne ye bibia kire say he doesn't believe in democracy. Now eden aba yesi utirimu fan atena my onkun na ewi asisa wo papa wo ye den wo ye fa na wo boni so wo ye fa the kaya 2017 thereabouts na ban by Akufo-Addo aban and untumi say the excavators be yesizi and yashibi na the ama yesizi yashibi no and they say no otu galamsey nti John aban no akohye ne mfidie mbajo kai sasem no
me kai pa
aban ni bae sasem no e wo hin say wo hin aban si we raise judgment debt amano. Okay.
The Kaiser story.
If I may call on the internet, I've seen 1 billion. I don't know if it's Ghana cedis or dollars, but I've seen the 1 billion on the internet. I've seen some form of allegations that have also come in connection with Nyoma Hodwa Abasu. Now, so they send me good senior. Yankoti won to me say ebia oni obi kura won tokwa there be enye ono any personal issues. Yankoti won to me say o my Ghana fo sika dedi kan a ye de man say onfanye akwan wadi akwan no wanye na kasa mi nyamu no ebra na wuntumi one Kane Japan omanya ntokwa bi no Kane Japan enkofo e de betu dwa sa time no MPP wa ban mu itiam so bia am follow ama omobobo akwan ahodo a wuntumi age contract na nso sika no wanfa nkwankoye kwan no wadi depriving the people of that communities no from getting the normal roads and can be here some de baye da konya bedie we deprive them e discount enun kanfo a John Mahama ne first term no and obi adwumakuo bi e friend Exim Bank
here
say obi bia we o man bapa a wo hie sika say wo de be hye adwuma mu no wokɔ hɔ na wo nkrata asɛm ya ya ma obusia na fa sa obusia no edi dwuma na dwuma na wo kodie no so ba mfa so a na obetua obusia no em sɛ ɛno ne busia ɛho si hu no ya kitikiti anase bi kura hɔ ebi ni hɔ ensi hu kura ni hɔ ɛna ɔmode ɛhɔ yɛ baabi a yɛbɛ milk cow normally a cash cow na party ba and a qualify unya party ba on qualify and omo edema win to me over $10 million
yasamu
acquiring the near $45 million o kan ni enu buma $55 million anun kanfua Cocoa Rose why you say one district one factory one constituency $1 million crown say omu discount koma development authorities no you say the northern belt hodie no ono na oda no a che say on na che ba bi eskamfa
okay
enti say obi mamboye ni say sebi senke yo man bi so ankaba na no enkenye ne se ya chi ne de na kwa sie kura ya tutu na no because say na Benghazi nam krom ha wo ye dede na no pa ya na nya ono ano abo ne bra
o to America no your friend Benghazi on
me pese say I don't want us to go there because he's not that relevant enti ekodu baby say akwoni dwananum de ni ho nyina otimi say ewo ho enti baby ekoduru ye na afei na eni oman no ase ya beye sebi ade tantan bi a amayosema yefo
eyasemu
ase nkwan ya dwo na anusini nyina enya bi asa no nka sebi nya nkwan na adwo a ena nka pa se yesi MPP pa se na ye nyina ye nim MPP se yesi MPP pa pe chairman enye eno region region sebi club ya yefi asante kotoko na sebi oye pani wo mu enye ordinary region say sebi hwebua da bi ni mu obi de anim tia na emum sebi ye ka sebi region dimu a we are sentiment free mo anyeye na MPP so wo kwa akopɛ chairman Kromfoi nom ko fa no Kromfo tetwa moa nom ko fa no namu didin Kromfo atem didin penifo atem ke kan samu enimu obi ni munya niya sebi usia na sebi o wano krampo kra na ne kasa no o dwen na waka kotena ni fidie so to ayampia di peni atem di din chese enya sebi o nipa obi a make kra no onu di nanimu a odina ba abemma ni bedi mampani no ekufo de ni tipen ni domahama ewo bibiam sukunu ni ndie mu bibiam anya ekufo de tipen ni mahama nipa wotete mahama no owura mahama ni papa EA mahama no on tete ekufo do mane nyese never ensida ni ba bie ni hono mo a sebi wo ya that wayward kisa ekufo do ebi ni ho na nipa timi di ne mahama atotanku wa mu esan se wotan so eni aduro
etan ni adrai no kra
no wa hyase ene sei ena mahama ye sei ena baby kra de lordina kra so okodwom aba oba ye
nsembe bre
mama lordina bacho okodwom na MPP for tanachi
otumi ka se mahama e ba Ashanti region so obedi
on e governor ai so wa mano authority a ontimi ma ni da no te radio so no woka na ye bon se ma no na ma to nyum frɛ no untumi ene untumi wa gu party no wa se party na tetina pansam eno ko Asante mamu a ena ne kura penabo no
sweet
ene se
we brain anso
oni Akufo-Addo ni bawomia ene to kese sikana ye kan wasemi ono mu ne di ye anu tira no don prene ai Akwa Ifense
afenwa
we ye MP o se de bia me ka sem cheo se wo hia MP na wo hia NDC MP hwomo mienu wo de hwomo na hwe hwan na ye osumfo
waka sempa
Asante man kakraka no ayeda ho no MP bie ni wonu ma ne so won fa so apart from Muntaka
de wo Ashanti na ze Kumasi
me say enye Kumasi o Asante man kakraka na eda ho no the region no Ashanti region no there is no MP a ne so aban fa so ama Ashanti region apart from Muntaka
sa
nam
wunjina so ne say
and aswase efe chemenhia nana me nimu aswase efe chemenhia aswase baby anapo efri no efikasiem baby akrobia sebi Asante efunu mahye no baby akrobia tie no aswase efe chen ho
wow
aswase so ye zongo wentinka ya hwehwe nipa ye soma na etinki ekosi ekwa ko hwe na po ani so fa so e wa Asante me wo no ene bien Asante man mu ho MP ben na ya MPP ni a ne so won fa so kire me ba ko o se che mensa na mu no so fa so ne den anu ti na me che se MPP bi ani ho no mu asebi mpraduasa owo adwene a sebio yade eboa toto nyama se impuntuo se nkoso se yedie se bibi papa bi yanko premra omunya tu omutu fi Kumasi wa ombedru nkra ha first thing so mbekwa akopege so your banzo so ade open okofa wodi ni sika nyina ba rempna abegro medamase no watoto asako dan na ni we fi ba bi ofri bae asa sika waba beje common fan obi first Kumasi on fa scanning ko yi kwan MPP timi baaba mu infie nwotwe obi enu won ye MP a ne so ba afaso ma region no na kampese wuntumi a sebi onu na adini wa boto we wakọ akọfa ne se o meye chairman e dey no de be ba santimem on fa afaso obi ama enti no say you discuss substantive issues na omo nko fa sika na ekodi wuntumi ho ni nyina fa mre o man no na oman ne nka se o se mu disika na bade a ekura se maka ne so manwe munyai wuntumi na kina won fa ne hunni na se sika ne se ne tu no enya dia omo ka ne ye tie enya do ma na ekope sika no enya oman Ghana we ya ye timi ye sika ena enkofo dia bagru medamase moya wuntumi wo kosan naje na fabra ni yemi ena ono soso eja ko ntobo na wakoje na wakoje sika no na odiaba na mwadi enti afedie muhu ekwan ya mode be faso ntene ye nyina yenkoka bi se ye nyai wuntumi ansa na ebetimi eja wuntumi no je se motwe sika no muntwe sika no minority fo no afeno marking also a businessman oni I anodom pre any mama part na hwe oba nimonyam ni pa ene party hwe de party na mama part oba nimonyam ni ho fe uni fi awadi
mama part won fe pa
eso hu ne ho fe eso hu se ne party atitina pansam nimonyam ni oba nimonyam kama hwe de party na ye no and then it we trust a man se kokan na wo de wani nimonyam twitwi fom na enkwala atra dia ma se kokan na enene na ansa se na all kind bibi of parliament na chese uhu ne nan uhu ne nsa. This is how MPP can deteriorate a very fine beautiful woman. Hither to know was a woman of substance and then the party na titina ye no enti untimi nka se me nye monu monu nti untimi nka ene oba kama hwede waye na me ko social media na me mama part akasa na me ko kai comments na the most from the dinner time in fact
mama part
there so kwa I am a ya papa. However, maybe for you a different constituency.
Okay.
Now, the hemi ya pa ni say ebi ana empanifo adwen ho say oh hwe e ma pani bi anya sa mistake no so mu jai won to me e ma ne nam krom ha mu jai no say on for the hunni ani nam krom ha pani bi ani won no a otua tax eten obi a oye power Ghana ha
no crap
usika yese wo abomu na kire wado e ma obi antie bia mu make sure say mra ne nya adwuma wuntumi free wa mo fa nko NIB investigations ni bi o ho a emu odu chen yoko de oye say economic and organized crime
yes
ehun adwuma na oye
okay
wono no obetumi awie ne site me sure say before yoko ni CID no na financial intelligence unit for your madwuma say omu free no a omu fa nko NIB na the criminal nature of obi a wasi wakwa akodi $10 million every Exim Bank say oni ko dua bro na ewi ase na sika no anko dua bro na ekoye di odisika no koye no e wo say ekoye NIB eti kwa bia so no omu making sure say omu yire ne pampe wo mu jane sisi ya or flight risk obedwane or passport bebre mu jane sisi we omu ye ya mu jane to me sisi the next moment obedwane
so omu na ti from you
wo we yo be kwa kodwane afa Togo we num ye MPs
ankofo ehwe se kwhyebra so kwatena
parliament we pa soma na we num we num
efia mo MP no te wo no bo ama mo hu no
we
efia MP
we ebede na we wetime semra
Efia MP Boama net wo.
What you say?
Lawyer ni mapa Boama.
Akwa ba ko no.
Efia takwa Efia. MP no. Boama.
Efia kwesimi team no.
Kwesimi team the NDC aje.
Na
NDC aje na motel sakwa.
Ba ko no ma hu no.
Your friend Boama, lawyer Boama o takwa de. Efia.
Ya papa. Entino.
Na Francis Mboa.
Me stress Emrani nkoso anya adwuma. Na Ghana fo ni aje. Including MPP for na omo peposi ope soja. Wo de for asem ko ntumi anim. Omo ba je bribe.
No mo jeje pa.
Wo je usika. Wo a wo ya MPP ni na wo aboa ma party na ba power no. Wo pe teacher mpo
tua kranye 2000
teacher ubetua
won tua kranye 20,000
asane ya fawo
da branch no
entimi de omo yire omo hu na omo ntena ho me no eya na we mu bi sei no denti am pe discussing no say ehu hia enchen omampani adwuma a wo ye
no correct
ye ba ye make ye ka the omampani eye and these things they intentionally do it to divert the attention of the course on which or the trajectory on which the Mahama is making Ghanaians feel say affair a memo papa ba. What you say?
Matiasi.
Na say womo. Juju say when they koti omo. Do they even make sense to themselves?
No.
And you know, maybe a coming kwa.
Yo.
Let's treat it with the contempt it deserves. Obviously, posterity. Who doesn't want posterity to judge him? Who was the first to have quoted posterity in terms of judgment? John Mahama. He is very, very well-minded of tomorrow. And until ubi awa bo mine chrono, I was here no pumping this kind of baby. I will be ano. Adubuahe. Okay, Adubuahe. Professor Adubuahe bano.
Kobna.
Omoche no. So I thought I said 27.
Hey, what is so 10?
Senka ya nyere na se o ye plea bargain no. Se o ye plea bargain. Jo Mahama nya se o de ko to afiase na hia no. Sika na we wi the fabra ye fa mo man no. Sika na we wi aye na muntumi se we wi no. Eno ho asem ye kan o. Enti se mu de mo pani a mo nkeka mo nsa ase. Sika no mo na mudi ye mo ni nedi ye na mo nkotua $45 million na yeso fanko ye kwan no muntua na muntua $10 million no na fe di aka no na ye sinesini de ene ye bi kura mo ba kura me metima adimonim se ye nkopa chew na ye nya wuntumi metima adimonim na mo sika ne se moto ana mo kwa kwatena form mu nya mo no mo tena o ma de nche.
But I say, list all.
Last but not the least, all the hypocrisy. Professor Amir Kumfine went to me when the Nimian was Senka minority for Nikodinachi.
Professor.
And the Musa also and no matter what class in the tubum. Was a room to me, I didn't work from Tino, or more margin work from Muso Medinachi.
What can some
Professor Amir Kumfi?
You'll be a dinner.
Any room to me. Emrati Professor Amir Kumfi. Emrati room to me. Professor Amir Kumfi cried any day ni swa.
2 million.
And no cry was I ade. No hold do no. Agome asa aka no. As can you say crowd when we are here.
Some. No cry what can.
Ade ni kura po no ko kura po say Professor Amir Kumfi kura ska no. As we ni bisa.
We ni bisa.
Telefone ata no ne so mudi ye. But aja ko crowd no so alala mi an kakra bi de.
Benya kakra ta friend.
O ti ase. Enti say no mo be kwore dia ene mo bo mo because afeni ye be ti o mo pa because ye ntina no makoko bo sika na ayira no enye kwa wa bra ha ko uso agimai wo so akwere di koto de yade ha kwa ye ready
former board chairman
he was in charge on it McMahon so omunya ready o 8 years 4 years here the mama tutu no ene mo be ye work abre mo be tena kwanten abre na mo kura no na se bedwem ana okay omo so fa so na se bedwem on say mo mo enyama mo fi we ntosiri because they say no kura no micro minor minute minority we no ya fa nya we say ye pese ye shemra to test no ho on be she
no correct
and one say this ni mrashe bedwani bia be kom mrashe bedwam me be form quorum me be tumi ahye mra ne ya wabra MPP for enti omo pekura na we no omo boycott the entire process no
okay
omo boycott parliament for this is it the 8th parliament omo boycott
we are 9th
is it 8th or 9th
9th
parliament
yes
we stand to be correct
yes 9th parliament
enti no omo boycott no you say parliament we krampo no after seeing say omo micro minor minute microcosm small you know omo nka ho na omo nkotena kwa ho undumi amudi na chi enye ono nkwa na ebechi no akufo do na mu no emra na ema ho kwantia na nya sa ekade omo ye Ghana lottery so no ekono emu kranki achi no
mera say
enya sa ekade ekoso ewo port ene de ne ba ne ya CIP hono mo maja boso no ekaba dan ki achi omu nyina na akufo do no mra ene bi aba omi anso so no ebi John Mahama is being charitable enya sa anka $2.5 million now de be Jack where are you no eki achi no it is also the same gu se nia ho na be hu se MPP mrashe bedwafo no sika no mo dibi omuni wuntumi na chase kan di ebi am ya kunfidie no mo anya bi nti no hu se ya fra am ya kunfi o manko
me hu so mo ko
ale no mo ko na we ya tutu na no keke ofiri wa okoye na bi ofiri wa obeko national security ya do ni be mu ba bi ya boni bi a wadi bi e be hwe ne to enti ene afede sei ne hu asem obi otibo bia ne hu asem sika no nyina mu ya accomplices aside from that no say the bibia kwa wi ya eje na Ghana ni hwehwe Ghana ni to aba ma John Mahama no o ka che John Mahama say wo na wo say when you bibia friend oral your friend recover all loots now how were they expecting say John Mahama be recover loot no say nyese obachi nipa kro na otiwa na wakachi ose kotwa na wakotwa hadden criminal to say wuntumi enkobe kwa kotwa afeni wosu minya Ghana ni biem onya Ghana ni etimi de mesre na mapache say NDC munye focused
yo
na ekwa bia so no bi ebe Ghana ni enya ne fa hudie ebe Ghana ni enya ne sika eyira yeso mfaso ebe Ghana ni sika ayira ebetimi ya hwehwe na ya recover all loot no mumi anyire ya ho aso manfo ene aban John Mahama dano ni anjua wo mo obia enye se wuntumi adoa na wie na wie de mo doa wo mo no na publication na ekwa chire we ya mo ye ebe Ghana fo nyina o mo nte yate na no ntifo na boa ya propagate se wuntumi ya che no na internationally aya obi ehusi ya che wuntumi ede na wa ya ne ye ka ne bone na etre kwa mama ahodo so na obi ehu se wuntumi ya che ni kro no nti na ya che no sika wia sika die okodi sika o se okwa kodua bro na ode ko twempena ni nyina na ya che no ti mu mi anyire ye ho ni enchichi nkofo no e mamu mani mu ya abam sa na omo defeat mo ma omo mu din bone sa na sa din bone na omo bom no eti se Yesu Kristo na otamfo ni se oku Yesu Kristo amanyam sem so akata oku ni wie no afi me nsem no tretre eti mu mi anyire ya ho na kwa bia so no omo ko bu journalist ni wa ho ani nyina no suppose for nya hwehwe mu nti omo no one is above the law ye demonstrations baby. The difference between a demonstration and a demonstration is law abiding citizens. We say gathering is unlawful.
Oh yes.
Okay, say minority for then led by Ura Haruna Drisu, Airco Electoral Commission. Because if we catch you, say gathering no my unlawful gathering. Okay.
Make us ask them the part.
You say we are my gather we are mtiti. I will see it me chill me na. It's unlawful. So person will be protestation. You have to notify the police. Public Order Act will be on Shemra. Some the catcher say they are lawless lawyers. They are very lawless lawmakers. I was saying Miyamomo answer questions as to why they did that protestation without notifying the police. Send a bear next time no will be sorry say what the brass and some now no akwa yetre. Dimesro
yo
yeah share a room to media no MPs ne so no yeah more so aye your friend is saying law abiding citizens by force who from na mo ko bibia camera capture ni bia no mo from na mo mra ni omundi mo prosecute mo say me be next time no the lawmaker will not be lawless na obi ankwankwa emulate lawlessness ama Ghana for ye mofra ensua ne omabone eti eno de some mo be 1,000 times mo nchi 1,000 times anya say they will keep on doing it and it will get to a point it will escalate.
Mera say listo Nana Kusi Poku onona yete nkano executive director edema gag mamen ko kasimisa yentiewe wuntumi senseme ya
da wase na mbesha sefri quote bia Dennis Miracle Abuaji enra no or quote one of the TV stations or say isn't it time for reason to prevail in this politics of vengeance, retaliation and vindictiveness? This is 2025. Me pese me Ghana for nyina nti asese yembum na sese anka ye ka assembly entre no because ye nyina ye ka say 2008 Professor Mills Nyankopon fa ne crancy yi ye ne omudi ye ansa na ye win 2008 election and no so ntina your party problem bar between ex-president JJ Rawlings and Professor Mills and your party be some way and a creative problem between some other impenyinfo be seen the crowd omune the Rawlings family no ever issues all because Professor Mills wanted us to take this path this where so President Mills says MP before crime ma take over but you push should be there for some time because we Ghana for na nyina tede be ya ochine bi no sa nyama we ye be jai but despite that treatment now Professor Mills the mom for that 8 years no taking over Akufo-Addo take over what did we see? They went back and making sure say sorry them na mo akwache no in some I mean what didn't we see in this country and those days na mo say the emra eneye juma due process that is the law. In fact MP under mo time MP cry bonasum some dodge bonasum some refraff be bonasum free ya fa me hu die did I see any of these MPs who kwasi for no motete form no any of them condemning that act and the mabo betina ya chi kronfo and the mabo betina say mutina form in fact from now mutina you see IGP yohonu misrel mu ye juma na mu ye ni anka NDC time and MPP na was na NDC ye go anka what show social go mo so mo de car be so ama omko ha de pick up asamba be block sa water can no say den ama car no plant and police for mo gina on sa 50 people no mo go on mo timi spray social no go mo so and mo ti on mo ye no mo pe honum IGP yo no be srew ejuma no be ya ye ni ye seriously ubeya ye ni ye you see it is high time we let the MPP know say this is just the beginning you do baby how say 5 months into opposition amoya yeah want to ban ya na amoya yeah try kind of oriata we have it, the game hasn't even started you know say yeah be start here if this is and the parliament the more reason say you go again and I am appealing to Bagbin say on starting kind I think we have the number of days one by parliament or declare a seat no vacant that counting must start from now because and to about more say they should come and be doing what they are doing go and get the work done in parliament flood every constituency flooded every constituency have their own problem instead say munko drive because in so no be started to talk munko na munko trans na munko how amubeya flood and now so farm man for mo akwa want to meet mo ja parliament about be transform say want to ya che want to meet mo ko parliament sebi say ye nyina ye wokrum a mrache wa ede na ye mrachiwa ye towa nu musem wia yama o bail a bail no so condition wo ho so meet condition a yesi won kofie one meet condition a yama won kofie. This is basic. Gregory Afoku Murefi ne body ye no Murefi and the MPP, you people are talking about rule of law. I am even surprised. Sometimes omu kasa I say omu kwa no me Ghanaians. Obi a watch nipa wa she prison 10 years. Onya yamani bail a o pay awo ka mwasa achi no. Mudi akwa we yesa my boy we wadipe na ende mo ba betina ha ya chi wuntumi dem mo akasa wuntumi na mudi nechi no mo play me tape and now the tapes and on social media no. When you listen to them, how do you feel when you listen to wuntumi namunam
what did this car 1 year do?
Yes, in some akukoko so until say obi until na no nam na me governor na me say sana no otro no disika free and I say ono onya galamse onya say enne wakwa tina o afi ye be chiwa wo se wo na banjumada onya weda onya a government appointment but wo ha say Galamse unto Galamse da. Okay? It is high time MPP mu pese mu party no enye year take Ghanaians serious. Still no the kind of lifestyle and now living in power no. Mu take Ghana mu feel say Ghana fo nyina ye jimi Ghana fo nyina ye nim ye left from our right. Inti mu di ya dwe di agron. You people are still living that life. Now the more you continue to behave that way, the longer you stay in opposition because say enibia ba Ghana for who amamba papa aba John His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nema oyen obia every level-headed person who say yes now human being is ruling now. I mean the Flagstaff House is occupied by people who can think enyane mubeye ya mogu monimasi at the papa na yakoso you want to find a way of discrediting it. It mo ye niema ehu hia niemo ye ni nyina no it shouldn't deter any security agency from doing its work. This is a list of work no ofi ho no ma yoko fronchi no special prosecutor emfa no ofi ho no ma NIB for emfa no ofi ho no ma financial intelligence unit because akwawe o hwa ne nsem a ekokoso no wa committee and our committee almost all the financial crimes in this country. Into no say no person or approach a case no boma. Then I think say they should stop going to parliament. Now almost sorry omundi want to make it. Baka Oliver Baka Voma was said then. And then o to kaki keke police for kaki e de dwane. Look at how you people treated this guy.
Bastardized him.
Look at how you see
criminal.
MPP. Look, Ghana for let us get serious. MPP is thinking say the Ghana we are now belongs to them. Nyama omobidi omuye no. Edro so then they want to find a way of justifying it or saying that say near koso na nye. Okay, say this Professor Michael Kwe Emma ruling about Article 1994. This seat I declare vacant issue. Edu Bagben so the same law now Michael Kwe use here. Bagben use the same lawyer MPP for say omunti here. The same thing applies to the Charlotte say mo use here edi Charlotte say free so John Mama use the same Mrano for Chief Justice that mo say hey Mrano was wrong. Mrano is this. Mrano you say you are challenging and mo didn't go but still this is the MPP Ghana for mo motikumuha. Let us let them know say enyo mo kwa no mako school no. Enyo mo kwa so no munim politics. Into so mo ya dia they should also credit Ghanaians with some small respect say sebi ye no mo nyina na kuko sa schools no. Enyo mo kwa na tina. The security agencies should be firm. Government should be firm. the intelligence unit or the intelligence organizations should be firm. And more manu and detail. They should, and I like the way Iyoko is working. In fact, you know I work. Me Iyoko kakra. I worked there for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, me for 4 years. So I know what happens there.
Who's waiting, pa?
Oh yes, I know Iyoko and I know how the work is done. Saturday no more and do them who and do baby. So they should be focused. They should do the work and then make sure say Ghana for energy and that's our hoodlums no mugu on. And I'm surprised say somebody will be now or as a also police or he's harassing the policeman in uniform or some and I am the police for judging. I'm not surprised because Afenda market about police in Yasum and say IGP on Yashi. So then invitation the say these are some of the things that is emboldening the guys and they are misbehaving. The police must be respected. Mumba anka NDC time na MPP time na NDC ni here we are. Ubo dedo ambaye wo ho. Nti IGP don't dump the morale of your boys. Always make sure they are protected. Don't allow the hoodlum because look, it is now starting. Into say one making sure say you set the rules clear to MPP. Say look, say move because so ayesa nema we are. It will Ghana entimi yenyina entimi tinaga. Just let MPP know because say bechi obia na so omesa nema we are. Then you guys must yes. Then seriously they must get ready because edumano where they start here. Akonfo bebrewum afina eba bechiom. So say if this is my people say they've started the plea bargaining. Yes, ya bejiscan Attorney General can say bejiscan. It doesn't mean say over for plea bargaining doesn't mean say ya jiscan we can still prosecute you. Okay. Now saying how we can deter others from going ahead with some of these things. And I want to appeal to my NBC appointees. His Excellency John Dramani Mama appointees are one more appointment in Yinano. All what is happening Musumufa to Muhufu. I know John Mama is not going to leave any MPP person. So with this government with Sika. It is a promise the man made. And I know most of his appointees will not leave those people to go scot free. But let the Ghanaian people see the sort of governance you are giving to them. Be transparent, be truthful to Ghanaians. Na obiehu the way Jumano concern the beya ochenano because me some of us ya jai sa no say me yes obi aye bone den ya frefre say you will see me there because ya bre from Kunadu time Tikata and all those things Victor Salome or Munin Elijah Adams yes I had demonstration sir. So it is high time as we are here we are in government and we are ruling me all the appointees at just say mamma power no enra mutrim dodo to say the way MPP for ewo mutima na omadun yom said there will be no day for accountability. There's one day that we will account for it. Therefore we must act with reason, act with conscience, and then don't disgrace the president because the president meant well and he's on course. The whole Africa is watching John Mama and they are clapping for the man. Inti ebe pamucho yo yen so papa no dignity opese he has only 4 years opese on setting Ghana ye send or more the next NDC president of Ebano he will continue because onwa we who say or mino yes nyama bere atosini we need a bold president to do that and that is exactly what John Mama is doing. Nti muma yambuano na bibi anya kama.
Mamenda Kasimi sase na men call listo wo hobium. Listo yen share His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Yen thank you to ordinate endo de kopiem wo Bono East. Ade a utie ohino ahimfomo ho ohino kasa ye mana kwaba ose hawa economy na aye na sesi Ghana ni bia kasa Ghana aye do Ghana esa konechi niama abafom sesi wo hia papo wo hia maamio wo hia nkwala allow wish you obi any aje obi akasa John Dramani Mahama ama Ghana ya asomdwe ama Ghana sense ne dedem ama Ghana bibia e konkan ahino ne nsamo kachre no se John Mahama wa mo man Ghana asan ayakono sisi akrada bruchi yenkobium ye betina haya yentie thank you to mun sense
Nico John Mahama na sebi menim se oba ayeden a oba be ye adwuma sebi obetoto ne oma ye na menim se enioma achiachia na obetenetene no menim se John Mahama bema ye kenta Akufo-Addo ma ne dane ntomago no ebesa afa ebesa ye kente ama oma na fa ne ntoma pefra
okay
but Ukraine mi animu ni na menim se ode be kom pise speed no anodin
we can say supersonic speed ana
I think say largely no it is because of how we very experienced ena babia ni nim de adru amemu hyehyɛ ne ntotoye mu no ene akoma pa wode ba se wode be som ne man no on say nipa bia timi ya de papa o ena nipa bia timi ya de bone na ni nyina na ya na e wa adwene na eda nipa ni tiri mu no se penifo si tire nya bofre ne apem ahwe se Akufo-Addo the way a oba no na ne kasa ye dedede no ema Ghana for slow politicians papa
that is because so accommodate
yes se nye John Mahama na nka aba aban mu da ama Ghana for hu ni suban a ka be den se Ghana for benya politician bi emu gidie na oba yi so no metimi aka boldly first no na because I'm always having this very enviable accolades in favor of President Kufuor. Na den se metimi aiden asechire naka but ene President Kufuor ofia the speed that John Mahama de omane kona onu anka se obeji atum se John Mahama eni mamemo chen wonu amu Kufuor first no ene ko bi kan sa asem we kire me a kamne ni be debate but ene President Kufuor na mu no untimi enye achinye se President Mahama eni mamemo chen wonu President Kufuor onye hu achinye because Kufuor is a very candid soul ebia then Rebecca in defense ne say emra konani mo ne bi ho and given the opportunity no send your obu man from 2001 to 2009 no ebi enye sa ne ko bebu man apart from that no in this fourth republic President Mahama is the best of all including Jerry, including Mia Mekufuor, including Professor Mills of blessed memory. Akufo-Addo dey say onka ho. He's the worst. Look, Akufo-Addo dey enke ye pepa nipa di free history mu any ye memory mu say ye hia nkwanhia say bia enke timi ye na ye ya e wo say enke nipa nyina timi erase kra say obi ababedi yanimu a ye friend Akufo-Addo. He is the worst of all the presidents ayenya in this fourth republic, even the foreseeable future. Look, you say baby, President Mahama Namono and Nkrumah, he is a national symbol. Nkrumah is a national symbol. He's an African symbol. He's an icon in the world. And I believe that John Mahama is aiming at becoming an Nkrumah. And that's the only reason why men person me never to Nkrumah. On Nkrumah, he will not be kind to accept it. What I say. So yɛbɔ naba so nsɛm no dɔɔso because ɔbaa yɛ yi within how many months 5th month wayɛ bebree look wayɛ deɛ Akufo-Addo cannot boast of in 8 years wayɛ and I say he is telling why Ghanaians must not vote for any other leader but a servant leader. He is not lording himself on the people or over the people. He is making sure, say, Dientia, o man who can say, Obe sumne mai, Namo suma no, Obe sumakro. And every day, no, there is a good news. And Dole Krampu Wasem Crack, a home poem punya, say, on quite sleepy, but you can tell, say, sebi imperiasa or bonny homoding. Enti ne tona or kono. Abasubodia no bebono. Na yen timi fani sheyechi. Isan say onu akra no na ma okika se wo. We akra me prapra sebi me mpena dwa yempo na sebi mo ni agi na abrokuma egu nhyenu mpo na etikuma kodwo yi. Na ekoso bribra de ane ahwa oman ebeji yensem enti
fa we ne to aso
me bona baso
stability
na mabo one the chief of staff Ora Julius Debra
economic
and the secretary Ora Callistus Mahama ne
omo bo adwuma appointee say try no hwe na
managers of the economy no Professor Jena no Pokwajiman Manakwaba oba ye me share dan koma na kwaba me share dan kwakoma ye maami akwaba na me bo Urato force ne the governor afina Ghana enya governor
Isiama
afina Ghana after 8 years yenya governor so we share governor akwe friend is Addison there's one there adding na no adding printing na he was just adding to the woes
printing
and you know I think say the direction is good.
Ebeka bibi kakron city stability no.
Oh say everyone here can want say me. I've lost some money. But I'm one of the
okay. Me man she mo hold this ka go there man.
No, and yes me hold this ka. You this ka money me say me fanya adwuma.
Hey.
The scanner the money me no. Then come in first sika no kura nko se CD. I started say call from no. Na me dwen say oh atu we the over for so but to me
we the atu force.
But to be candid to be candid with you menim say eya omo ka shock surprise menim say eya word that you bet you adapt here. I'm shocked and surprised to the extent that sika sebi melusu no enka in the last few weeks enka sise enka muskapa unse media kakra bi son esombo
oh yes
kamuskapa enti ama menya headache but you know I'm so happy to the extent that enioma na ye kra ye nso so a ye de koye adwuma no emu fa kese na no sese no sanse dollar no eye de aye no se me kra nioma aye cheaper me duty nso so aye cheaper enti se etiti ko hyem wo ho a maboka so ase ebe break even what I say let's say 24 ekura sidi so mo kwa akosesan wodwa so de akodwa edwa man so a sika na kane no ba wo mia na wo hu kuntabu ntima dollar na gifri ni nsem a na wate praga no ene ato forcing the forcing ya wo force ama dollar no eswate by 5 cedis as I say no so we create 10 cedis 50 pesos metimi anya $1 is to 1. Now, so here baby, I told the air corner or single digit.
Oh, where do you crave?
Now, what you say? Atu is being careful and managing it on the governor. They are managing it, minua ampem dako. Omo managing your mano so much so that Oma Reya Same Ehono Ebema Sikana say. Ebe drew baby a anya ebe kimi kura could a very lower eyipa. But mind you, yes, you are ton your we drama so. You are ton oil, you are ton cocoa. He say you the good abeka. Etino I say and we say omo manage situation na amanone fo so bebre sika wa. Sika ya make us mabokai from amanone fo sika say wo omo pass ya omo ja ho ko say ye kwa ba ye beba no na dollar no sidi na asa say no. They say omo ti abuchi do omo su. Say obi ensu a o se me mane kane na me mane $100 a o se say ye bebre. The real fish say $100 na o se say ye bebre ba na ntimi ntohwe. Say no o mane $100 na nipa ko ne ko se san wonya even your friend is saying 1,050 cedis now. 1,050 cedis no ebetimi atonioma a chain taneno. E won say adwadifo no bebre ntete omo nioma so because omo koto nioma na ansa na sika na eba form. But mayehu be na watching nsia. That is more than a month. For they say 1.5 months. Omo ko dwaso omo nioma ba say omo nioma no ebeba fo no. You will be compelled to reduce the prices of your services and commodities. Sene beya Ghana ni ne so benya sidi na ne ho aye den ne so mfaso. Enye kufasho yesi ufri preko pepa si amojaba
enokre.
Baby ana atono kono na say ye free preko pepa yesi. Anka moja eba. Omanfo so efi se omotete ne ma so a na akina dollar ne sa kwa enya dia dollar ne beko biem. So we hwe baby asami jamfia bo adwuma aduru na within just few months 4 months people wetimia generate over $2.7 billion so as akabe say 300 million na chese do 3 billion na yakoji free IMF for no
less than 4 months.
In less than 4 months our reserves are very good
and easy.
We have enough gold.
In a day one ascending.
Eye chrono. Eye bibia o. Akufo de na me bonachi. Ah no bidwe se metan no. Da bi o. Eye chrono. Yen say man sa. Because we ye adwuma de le hwehwema de bia on pepa ne nsakwa.
Enokre.
But se wan ye adwuma no na wo de sika no beto ho no wadi. Wo ni nua no masesa o man ni sika nyina ko gu amanone. Se sika mo sesa ko gu mpaase no. Ebe kakra mbeton dollar na e wo mo pass ni 3 cedis. Aha mbeton ni 1 cedi. Because wo hwe dia to ye na tokosoa in 8 months. Wo hwe ebe ko sen. In 12 months ebe ko sen. Wo dia fa 4 months na bubu ni sa toto. Se sample na ebe ko na hold everything constant. Say na ebe ko. In 2 years how will it be? What must in 4 months $80 so by 5 cedis. Another 8 months kote so 10 cedis. Another 8 months kote so na afiomo so almost stabilize na. Ebe kakra be $1 na at a cedi. Yes. It's something that is remarkable. It needs commendation. It doesn't need sa baumie subaino sa hoya sebe ye. Afekwa de o se nya jomama na eye. Uncle Kasemwa, America and China and Toka. We was an economist. I say, me my catch, say, a bit here, say, a schizophrenia. Sanumana, a war, no symptoms of schizophrenia. Yarebi, a yawa, and my untimi appreciating your may, untimi whom your money no crack. As I said, that Biano, why do you say, you be a becabiana, was say, intro. All these things are symptoms of it. Intimacy. John Mahama Saba so body. All power to force, people were like, oh, Nenkonko power will be for now to make understudy, but Sena.
I try a deputy.
Why a deputy pay?
On Sunday,
no. Looking at the stature and in the Jumano, John Mahama knew what he was up to.
And John, not
all power, Sami Jamfinum, and a youth, no. People were like, Mufan Kwala, deputy, no more understudy. Say, no, John Mahama has proven to the world, say, the Mebruno are capable of managing the affairs of the state. Yetin se kube keke yetin nansa wom etina na omo se yese kube no ene na ebu adwuma yi etiketi ha mo ho tiemi a onu ni ti no se bi aye pani ti no me results no ana omo ja ho omo de anya defeat a omo de kofie no ene nkolai wo hwe trajectory no omo nanso na omo ni ba bia o on results. The youth are results oriented. John Mahama never got it wrong. You go so here bonabaso. Dia ka eche na do so. Said the audio see eyo oyo no. Onko so kakran sa. Said ye say akoko onu nsu a eye kokoko. Sisi e omo eguso framanso di hu pade a wonya. Omo fa bo training kakran sa. Omo fi enkodu bo sha sa se so. E so di oduru ho wi a. Enyi obi na be si trododo amatoa. Say if you can cry away anymore, I said you ever saw quite about two. I'm for better than to us.
And one, no.
You do what? And yes, I be and talk any Ghana for cocoa. A Juma, why, oh dear, go, or money. Me buy a $1 will say. Me Timmy Traba be say. Me buy an economy, no, not a gin treha, not a gin srepe. Say, me Timmy I am and I could do say. A bedroom honor, no. Now, Fay Ghana, Nino, when Yantia Siebi. Me sad is Sisubia. Namasa can you. Idea de bia me ku studio bia meka say the most important office I watch John Mahama ben we mu eye Felix Ofosu Kwachi
office
the wubo edru ba bia na adwuma no waye but na the wubo ne wo fom e say ministry bia nyere ne ho na the wubo no ehia no na emomu no owura Felix Ofosu Kwachi one the government communication team no any party communication team no omo enka omo humum no omo nya adwumaso a ebetimi ama de otie kura bi ase a impo kane ani ho no obetimi ahu se kane a ama ho no eye kebula MPP for kokra ya omo se wiaye ya nkomo koton a John Jinapo ache wo mo ana ma omunya kanea ubo sa de ro no na Ghana ni bia tibia gidi se amemo papa no obi abehu esonfa so
okay
ewe kura
Kasim yenchewe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to
His Excellency
stability
His Excellency Tono or start ya chekakra na nyame chade every region bi obeko bia no wo pese ohun se amanfo neji ne president ne ye ho a odru ho a tie ne ahemfo no ka tie ne asofo no ka tie ne imams no eka ho na be ma wo hu se ampa papa no nsem bosha o share no odi so anampa nkrofo wareshimu se na wa start no obedi so ena mitie ne ekos wo bie na imam for be kasa yes ena mu say yes papa no Ghana for aginato omo say appointment o ye omo free bie nyina o ye nyina no omo hu say there is a solid appointment. This is regional minister, other members, honorable Eriko Poku Munina. I mean, omu say yes. Abano ekoye. No mo adwe yo mu say na ye kasa bi keke na normal politics na ye campaign time and sema no keke no mo adwe yo mu say politics keke. Ba fi no mo hu say and sa na politician bi beba sebi audio see be yo Nemo okika ye mo hwe ye education sector enu amete enu ose ne nasa we have gone back to the system where GSS for mo culture no mo ankasa no mo be you mo ankasa no be select school secondary school and person murim, and you have 7 schools and you choose best 2 or best 3, now 5. I mean, this is how it should have been. Those days now education no etisano. Nkwala awofo enko chinchin education ministry to bribe no money na independent assessor ko independent school na school keka obeko secondary school awofo kotena independent school because of school placement. Obi throw exams no obi so ti baby at the computer air place no. Nyame charge your mama ni nyina he promised to review all those things. And the honorable Aruna Eyo Inti Omuanka so much atum say the your mama and the campaign the campaign promises he made no na coupon charge cost to fine. Obian so ajatum Obasi decide no so Dr. Siama Eka bibi na me pese Ghana for nyina ntie ti say na missing na onim say o the dollar ato pass say think he say the will go back to the old system and now Ghana economy the up and down till the Bank of Ghana governor no eka or see to those still holding dollars in anticipation of a return of the old patterns of depreciation. I will say this plainly to you. The market has changed, the narrative has changed, and the policy environment has changed. The policy environment has changed. Yes. Governor Siama na ekanwe. Enti no policy no asisa o. Enti okita sika na yipie because ye nyina affect here. Enti no mu yipie na ye nyina ye hunto ye wo Ghana. But another thing na me pese aban no enhwe schools ni estate developers are omu charging in dollars ni sa nyama. I think we need to have a second look at it. Na sa nyama ni nyina so boa ebe boa masidi no anya na honde nti yebe patch us abanu share that direction because we can't be in our country are spending cedis na ye the dollars rented down the dollars school fees no and those things need to be also checked into Bank of Ghana governor any omo in charge of some of those things meaning say there's a policy on that aspect but I don't know how far they've gone with it into best say omo hwe say no na me kan che Ghana for nyina say the only thing that your mama need is say mumma yemfa prayers and support to abanwe mu the way aban na starting no saban no ekosu say ye nyina ye ho beto ye me habo na me wo I am seeing how aniama bo back from duties back from meanwhile no the government intervention or the bed reduce duty na nkasa no emayu but because of dollar ni keke na aba from ntino ama duties back from nti e besre car na omu yinu 120,000 and then kwa 70,000. Wow. So a lot of changes is happening. Into abesere.
Yambre de koye papa mamenda Kasim Isa Asebebre.
You saw show. Chief Inspector Kwashi.
Chief Inspector Kwashi
na Cocoa Board for no so Dr. Ba Randy.
Na we come.
James Kutuasi. And Wahab.
Enti Mamenda Kasim Isa say communication team member demand this is as na list or Nana Poku or also Mepacho on no executive director. Happy birthday Samuel Frimpon a broker our cap price if you can a radio XYZ 93.1 Mr. Samuel Frimpon a broker happy birthday in Komau.
Merci Jogbeti Amedato Mema happy birthday.
And also Kevin Asante happy.
Yes, Mr. Kelvin. Meaning say she had a point one also ye bibi auntie. Okay, I had it from King Nicholas. Mama Muswa, Henry Ama Benny on any be possible in the newspaper day pray. Mama for happy birthday so ma Florence Amate few on also Okaikwe South Odima Koten woko AMA or Hosso or come on Moboa AMA your hopa auntie.
May also yet
me papa hopa.
May also yet papa.
I did ready to be
phone so